is welcome to flesh out my recap.
Well, I just think we need to. There's some key events that cool little scenes from the last fight. One of which is when Yas made this really cool samurai anime attack where he totally sliced open the ogre, and it just looked like absolutely nothing had happened, and then the ogre sort of just split in two. So that was pretty epic. And Bree and Rien took out the two boss goblins.
That was rough.
And there was the one moment where Shikari ran up to try to heal Bree and went to go, touch her on her firm, sculpted, beautiful buttocks. But Bree ran off into the fight before she got a chance. And Shikari had a small tear running down her little face because...
And also specifically said, "Don't heal me. I'm going to be fine," and ran off and instantly went down.
Yep.
Instantly got ambushed by snipers. Yeah, that's exactly how that happened.
That's exactly what happened in that moment.
I'm like, I can heal you. Nah, I'm good.
I got this. Oh no! Then Shikari healed Yas back to maximum with a single spell.
Oh, so good.
Oh yeah, that was huge. And then when Crow went all Darth Vader, lightning choke and popped a goblin's eyes after EO went down.
I forgot about that one. I scared them and then just murdered one in cold blood. You just don't touch EO.
And then
except for EO.
Well, also EO took 10,000 hits and didn't look like he took any damage at all until all of a sudden he took all the damage at once.
His injuries, and then suddenly it was and he's dead.
If I remember right, the camera would fade in around the chaotic battle at the tower taking place, with goblin corpses littering around the ground, with AO standing in front of Crow with an arrow already sticking out of one shoulder, as another just flies right past the camera, hitting him squarely right into his chest, as tendrils of black smoke erupt from EO's body, as Crow let out a horrific scream. EO fell limply to the ground as blackness overwhelms the scene as the camera fades out. Cutting back in, the camera pans over the ruins of a vast complex of buildings with maze-like streets, choking with rubble, running like canyons between giant bastions of stone, tumbled like a dead giant's teeth across a battlefield of boulders. The tips of fallen spires poke out from the roofs of expansive buildings, showing the obvious signs of siege weapons. The camera flies over the ruins of this place under a sky that seems to be made of nothing but smoke and smoldering flames. As the camera descends into one of the streets, we see dozens of imps skittering hither and yon, intent upon some errand or another. Occasionally, a devil of higher rank is glimpsed, larger and resplendent with sharp spines, as the camera swoops through a tilted doorway with the remnants of a crimson-colored wood door hanging by its uppermost hinge and down a hallway to a large chamber fully covered along one high-ceilinged wall with shelves full of rolled scrolls sealed with a blood-red wax. A chain devil sits behind a massive desk reading through a number of these already open scrolls. As suddenly a gout of black smoke shoots up from the floor in front of the devil's desk. As the smoke begins to thin, we see EO's form laying on the floor, with no arrows or wounds of any kind. His skin looks sallow and gray, as his cheeks and eyes are sunken in. On his hands, there appear to be a network of black veins, as though he was in the advanced stages of gangrene. Around his neck is a series of intricately detailed runes that seems to be faintly glowing with a pale, almost gray light. The chain devil looks at the form on the ground and with a rattle of chains stands up from behind his desk. He moves to the wall of shelves and with an occasional glance at the form on the ground, peruses the scrolls until he pulls one out. As Io begins to stir and the chain demon walks over and looms large above his small form on the ground. Wake up, maggot. You've been caught encroaching on the souls in Gleepspit's contract. I need your name. I said wake up, maggot! As he kicks Io's form, rolling him onto his side.
Where am I?
You'll know that in time. What's your name?
Where's Crow? What happened to Crow? You've been through Windborn.
The devil checks the writings on the outside of the scrolls and walks back over to the shelves. He throws back one of the unopened scrolls and walks further down and rummaging through till he pulls out another, which he furls open, muttering to himself. Yobendra Windborn, husband of Astra Windborn, father of Naomi Windborn.
You know that. What are you? Where am I?
You don't get to ask the questions, maggot. You haven't earned that. As one of the chain devil's chains snakes out from his body and begins to wrap around Io, starting at his legs. It wraps around it, it lifts him up so he's hanging upside down in front of this devil. You didn't last long very much, did ya? Guess that's what happens with maggots like you. They want to get back what they lost, but they don't have the strength to do anything about it. Pathetic. You're not even worth putting in the way of the demons. They wouldn't even notice as they stepped on you. As the devil finishes saying this, the chain finally begins to wrap around Io's neck. As it makes contact with the runes there, it's a flash of bright white light. The chain holding Io fractures like it was made of ice struck by a sledgehammer. As Io falls to the floor, landing hard on his head, the devil yells in pain. That's very, very naughty of you, maggot. The boss won't like that at all. As we can faintly start to hear another voice echoing from elsewhere.
Io, wake up. Wake up, Io.
As Crow's voice comes through, another gout of black smoke engulfs Io's form on the floor of the room, and as it dissipates, Io's gone. The chain devil rolls the scroll back up and presses the seal back into place. It melts back onto the parchment of the scroll as the devil takes it back to his desk, and with a large black quill feather writes something in the infernal runes of hell on the outside of the scroll. Gaxid, get your scrawny shanks in here now. As an imp flies into the room, the chain devil hands the scroll to him. Take this to Wessex. Don't you dare take any of your cursed side trips to the torment chambers. One of the mortals is trying to be clever. And one of you send word out to Gleepspit that his goblin slayer's been identified and is of the black flame. As the imp leaves, and the chain devil returns to his desk. As Yobender was revivified after the combat. A wonderful scene that Ben helped row through together.
Nice.
Ryan, I have to admit,
That was amazing.
I love your goblin and demon voices. They're just so damn good.
Beautiful scene, Ben. But as the rest of the party was taking a moment after this fight to steady themselves, taking a brief moment to catch their breaths, as the body of the goblin, blessed by Shikari, is loaded up onto the wagon, and everybody's starting to come back together. There's sort of like an electrical current that fills the air as everyone's hair starts to stand on end a little bit. as there's a slight pull in the direction of the tower, as there's a brief, almost static tear in the space nearby, as a sort of rift opens up. And as this swirling energy vortex is open, Yastrev, you are at a particular point looking straight down the eye of this portal that I would like you to roll me a perception check.
Oh, God.
As you look straight through the eye of this portal, some several football fields length away, you make out an unforgettable face of a figure that you have not seen, but gazing at him eye to eye stirs all sorts of lost memories deep inside of a life long lived long ago. And as these emotions start to fill, you start to realize this sort of peephole of a moment that is cutting open there. As you see the market with Empire, as he is reaching out, as he takes hold of this impossible blade, as the silhouette of a figure can be seen thrust through this vortex of a hole, as that horrible scream starts to echo in the back of your mind, that vortex behind her shuts as somebody comes falling through this portal. My one now got. As she falls through this portal, the energy is almost palpable. There's this static discharge that sort of surges out into the ground around her, rippling out like black tentacles as this sort of purplish energy dissipates as she makes contact with the floor around her. As Seneca steps through this space, a portion of the right side of her body looks to have this wicked pattern of magic almost imprinted onto her being, like sickly tendrils creeping up and across her skin. As she looks around at the party, all sorts of confused gazes going both ways as the portal behind her just winks shut.
I thought the terror was gone. What the fuck was that? Who is that?
Who is that?
Mr. Crow, get behind me. Quickly.
I was gonna say the same thing to you. Maybe we should just back up this way.
All right. No, I got this. Hi. Are you okay? Do you speak
It
common?
takes her a second to. It takes her a second to get her bearings. Because as soon as she hits the ground, it's like almost a second later, she's already up on her feet, and she's very on guard. She might have some spell energy charged up in her fist, but she's not letting anything go yet.
Be cool. Be cool.
Where the fuck am I?
Just a little bit north of what's the name of the town? Nick's
Westvale.
forgetting. Westvale. I'm
Is that
not
a
used to there
town?
being towns.
Is that a town
Uh,
that she knows? In
That is
what
not a
time
name you're
are you
familiar
from?
with.
We have people that are outside of time, and you just came through a rather strange portal. What was the last place that you remember?
Well, I was right outside the city, outside of Averston, like the Empire. I saw him, like Empire. That's where I was. I was leaving.
Like 100 years ago?
That was a long time ago.
Open the portal again, please.
What?
Open that again. Take me there. Now.
You think I opened the portal? No, he did, that bastard Empire.
So you see this tall human is just covered in blood and muck and everything, and he looks like he's just been fighting for his life. And as he's looking past you to where the portal was, you can just see tears coming down his face. Please, how did you get here? Where are you from? When are you from?
Could we perhaps questions? Hi, my name's Shikari. What's yours?
I'm Seneca Stonebender.
Does that name sound familiar to me in the histories? Can I do a history check?
Roll me a history check.
Well, nice to meet you.
That one.
I'm
Not a name you're familiar
Bantu.
with. You've never come across that name.
That Yastrev and Bree, Shikari, Io, Rin, Crow. We need to get out of here. So you want to come with us? And we can figure this out, like, somewhere away from here. Because we just kind of got into a fight with a bunch of goblins, and we kind of need to get out of here.
Yas is gonna go to wherever the portal was. And I know it's not gonna do anything, but he's gonna frantically search around.
Yas, we gotta go.
We're going, Bantu. Just gather everyone
Sorry.
else. I'll make sure he's safe.
I suppose I'll go with you, since I don't have much choice, as this environment is not very familiar.
You said your name was Seneca?
Seneca, yes.
If you stay with my rather large friend Bantu, you'll be safe for the moment. Pointing to the giant orc.
Did you say that I'm lost in time? How does that even happen?
Well, the city of Averston been gone for like 100 years.
There's a lot to fill you in. Yas is also from the Empire.
Sure thing.
Make
it a survival check to cover your tracks.
Okay.
Oh,
But,
you got that tail.
Party
action.
starts kind of gathering their things and marching southward, I assume? Like
18.
towards Westvale-ish?
I was thinking we could take a long rest at that beautiful natural 20 campsite that we have one last
He's
time.
never gonna let that
The
go.
kill corridor?
That will be our campsite forever in this
We've
area.
just got out of a
We should
huge
call
fight.
it
We got
the
our
hot
asses
gates.
kicked and we need to rest.
Take it to the hot gates.
The boar hut. We need to build a
The
house
boar
there.
hut. Yes. We need to build a house.
We need our tiny hut again. That thing was that was good.
We need to build a cage for, our new pet.
Anyways, we need to go away from here.
Already walking and pulling and trying to get everybody to move. Let's go. And she's covering up Shikari's covering up our tracks as we walk.
Crow's helping Io get the stuff onto the wagon.
Aren't we packed? I think we're good.
And in the moment.
She's providing the last pat of, yep, that's not going anywhere support.
Yeah,
She's not actually loading the wagon.
Yas ran so fast. It's gonna have a moment, but no, Jeremy. You have to run away.
No?
I'm sorry, I thought we were trying to get out of here.
They are. I thought you were doing a thing.
I was, but I didn't want to.
To where we need to be.
Oh, you're doing a thing, Jeremy. Damn it.
it's
Do
okay.
your thing.
Take our time. Take our time. You do you. Would Yas walk away so easily from the portal?
You just saw a beautiful man that you haven't seen for 100 years.
What would Yas do?
WWYD.
Yas would just stand there looking lost. And
Bree will reach up and grab your down forearm. Are you alright, Yas?
no, I'm not supposed to be here.
I don't think
If it
many of
helps,
us are.
neither is she.
I'm sorry, my name is Yastrev. I lost my composure.
Well, Seneca kind of checked out for a moment. She'll be right back.
She's got jet lag from traveling 100 years. You know how it is.
Yes, it's not fun.
Was that something from your past, guys?
I was there. I know that weapon he was grabbing. I watched him grab it. I watched him, and then he's gonna choke back a sob. Oh, I watched him die.
Bree will just
And when you
grab Yas, pull him in close.
as you're holding him, you see some of his brunette hair start to turn to gray.
There. I understand that you're out of time. Quite frankly, Yas, we all are as well. Bantu is right in this moment. Let's think about what's happened, and maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that we might be able to get you back there. If that's what you want. But right now, we are in danger.
We need to go help the people, Westville.
Everyone needs your help, Yas. So I need you to toughen up just a little bit for just a little while.
Bree, you are a wonderful mother.
And you're a wonderful child. Now let's go do what we have to do, and then we'll unpack all this baggage once we're safe.
Baggage.
All right, let's go back.
I think Torrance being a little abstinent without you there.
It's good. He should be able to fight strangers, except he knows he's known Bantu longer than anyone else.
All right.
Maybe he's
So
just
if
smarter than us,
Sinica's
huh?
having a fit, I'm going to pick up Sinica. We're not going to leave a halfling.
I'm sure she come with us.
She come with us.
Bantu help Io and help Rian into cart, and then we can take off.
Thanks. I did hear that there's someone from another time.
Yeah, that one over there. And Crow's obviously gonna like point over at her. I don't know if she's back yet, but she's just gonna like super obvious. Yeah, that one. She just like just all of a sudden she's just here now. So it's gotta be weird.
Okay.
Not something you see every day. But here, have another berry. You just go like stuff it in your mouth.
I don't really think. Is this the one that makes you high?
Here, have another one.
Oh,
Oh, hi, Barry.
wait, hold on.
It'll
Is
make you
it
feel
the-
better. Here, just one more, and then
No,
if you eat them.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh.
See, don't you feel so much better?
Is this it? Is this the one that makes you feel high? Is the
No,
one
they're
that-
just from the farm.
It's the leftover berries that I made that pie from.
That's
Look at those are the high
Brienne,
berries.
go ahead and roll me a wisdom saving throw.
For
Can
the
it be a
rose and the light.
disadvantage for high?
Can it be a
Are
disadvantage
those
if she's real tired?
Oh, you said Rian. Sorry. I thought I was rolling it for her because I fed her the berries. So.
Are you eating the berries that you're also feeding her?
I'm
Are you eating 3 for
I'm
every
not
one
eating.
you give
I
her?
would not be like, Crow's like 3 for you and 1 for me, and 3 for you and
Yeah,
1 for
no,
me.
Crow's probably definitely eating them in between. Also, let's be real here.
Theo, what do you mean don't eat these? They're delicious.
I kind of hope I fail on this. I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god. Oh, a 10.
Average?
Yeah, like things kind of start feeling a little weird for you. Like your senses get a little bit fuzzy over the next 30 minutes or so.
She did eat 3, so like it's a 10-minute high.
It's enough time for you to get back to camp, that's for sure.
Fuck.
See, I told you you'd feel so much better, right? You
You
always
know,
knows how to cheer us up.
I don't. I feel the.
Oh, you still feel
I
it here.
feel
Have another one.
sound.
You still
I
feel
feel
have
the
another one?
If you feel unusual, I'm sure it's just the after effects of the fight. It was
I'm
very
feeling the
draining.
sound right now. Everything that you're saying right now, I feel it.
Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, I know that's better.
Oh,
Okay, so
stop.
just
Oh,
Torrent's gonna go real easy. Just
yeah,
lay
no,
there. Shh, you're gonna be okay.
no, I'm
You're gonna be
feeling the
okay.
sound right now. I'm feeling. I'm feeling a lot of things right now. I,
Just talk to us about the fish.
you know, when you create a hook and it, like with a horse hair, and you make a bow tie knot, and
How do you make a bow
and
tie
then,
knot? I don't think I know that one.
you just you take the you go right there, and then you go underneath, and then you
So after a little while, the party makes it back
Thank
to
you.
the safe area.
She was high as balls. Good job, Rachel.
thank you.
A very convincing portrayal.
Very convincing. Ooh, look at this art.
This looks so happy.
Now that's a Final Fantasy game if I've ever seen one.
What? No, this is you guys at the campfire for sure. Seats.
Goblins would never crash a lovely scene like this.
That's a natural 20 campsite.
That is a natural 20 campsite for sure. Look at that.
Look at
You
the
got a natural
stars.
Nothing to
surround,
worry about
night sky
at
above
all
you.
whatsoever.
Boisterous laughter, hopefully.
What
Couple
could
of people
possibly go
passed
wrong?
out.
Nobody on watch.
Well, someone's high as balls, so we can't blame everyone.
I think Rianne is the one that's giggling there, right in the the front there.
Yep.
She nearly died. She has a lot to celebrate.
True. It's better this way. Crow's gonna look over to the new one that climbed up on the wagon. Would you like some? They're really good.
What exactly are they?
They're berries. We got them from the farm that we saved. The goblins, they attacked. But Eo, he makes the very best pies, and he had some extra berries. And so, if you want some, they're here.
They seem to have some slight pain dampening type of effect. It seems that it helps normally calm people.
Since you just kind of came out of some weird portal thing. I don't know. It's probably not the most normal thing. Maybe it's normal for you. It's not really normal for me to see. It's my first time seeing it, but maybe, if they're here if you want some. She's gonna put 10 in in your
Jesus.
hand, whether you want her to or not.
You trying to kill her?
Could I do a nature check on those?
Absolutely.
Come on, summer.
Wait. Oh, I forgot to. 21.
Really good.
Now that's a good first roll.
First roll back.
Yeah, you're familiar with whisper berries. These small berries that more often than not get used in rituals having to do with sort of scrying spells or divinations, opening your senses to beyond what you're normally used to.
Yeah, she picks one up and just kind of examines it. She'll say, you found yourself whisperberries. I could see why you would view them as pain relieving.
Oh.
People use them to awaken their spiritual senses. I suppose you would.
Well, that's
You
most
say they
interesting.
whisperberries, but she hasn't stopped talking since we gave them to her, so I'm not so sure if it means anything.
Yes, they were being grown at the farm. There was a windmill with a ghost that we had to deal with, and
The true ghost, the ghost was real, and we stopped them by hitting them really hard uh, to defeat the ghosts, to hit
I mean,
really hard.
diplomacy worked after all of the hitting of the ghosts. We laid it to rest because we told it we would take care of the windmill and the granary. Right, Rianne?
but you did seal all the acid that the windmill manager had been using to clean the pots, and I think you just used them all to kill goblins. So
All of them. I still have my hands on one.
Hey Ryan, out of curiosity, if it's still kind of a thing in the sky, is our moon phases still a thing?
Is
Just
the
out of
moon still
curiosity.
there?
I mean, the moon is like very much like broken, shattered in its orbit now.
It's always a
kind of
waning
deal.
moon, never a full moon. Is that what it is?
Well, like sometimes it's brighter, sometimes it's darker still, but it's harder to tell when it's on the one side of the moon now. It kind of makes it more of a dim, almost kind of a diffused light because of all the tiny particles of moonstone, like clouding the moon almost. So it makes it a little bit brighter at night on those nights of a full moon.
Oh, it's like high beams in the fog. Ugh.
She'll shrug her shoulders and eat one of the whisper berries.
If it was like Legend of Zelda-esque, it'd be like a blood moon kind of equivalent, where like weird shit happens during that full moon.
All the
light.
monsters respawn.
Not all the goblins.
goblins.
No.
No. Well, technically they did, and they head north.
Okay, I have questions. So, if same explosion or same, terror event that caught up Yastrev, caught up you, how come he got here so long ago and you're getting here just now?
I don't think time really works in a specific way like that.
It's
I
like
forget.
it is like the ocean currents. Some are faster than others. So Yas came here on a faster current than
She said her name's Seneca. Seneca Stonebender, Time Surfer.
That's a really
I don't
good
think she
title.
was surfing. She just
says she ride waves.
Right.
They're called surfing.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
I definitely was not surfing in time. It did quite feel like being plunged into the depths of the ocean. Actually, it felt like quite a lot of things all at once.
currents. I told you it is currents.
We can workshop title, but I'm writing song.
Oh, you're a bard then?
Oh, I guess. I try.
He's very good at what he does. Don't let his modesty fool you.
me trying to inspire people in these, desperate times.
Speaking of desperate times, out of curiosity, what exactly does the land look like? Like, is it barren? Is it
Show her the
really flat?
It's
map.
kind of like a forest where you guys are at.
There's a lot of
It's
hinky shit going on.
pretty lush terrain. It's the toxic water source has been cleaned up before it spread too far, so everything is growing fairly normally about this area. It's very kind of like P.S.A. mountainous, woodsy terrain. The occasional small mountains.
Madazel Casino in the distance.
Exactly.
But every time you get closer, it keeps getting farther and farther away, like some sort of weird mirage.
Oh, and there's like a 100-mile tall wall of nasty just on the horizon.
Yeah, but we don't talk about that.
We don't talk about that. It's just an impending tsunami of awful.
That's so far away, though.
It's so far away, but you can still see it.
So this magic thing that that brought me here, you said it happened 100 years ago.
The terror? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it continuously happened for 100 years.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
terror kind of roamed the land and moved around and only recently kind of stopped. So now people making towns and things now.
So everything's just gone.
What do you mean everything?
The
Town's still
the-
down south. Horde's still running around the wastes. Lots of things still around.
No, I like the capital of the empire.
Oh, yeah, that long gone. Whole empire fell apart as soon as the terror start.
Not very many have sailed from the shores of where we're currently located, so we don't know too much of what's actually happened to the rest of the world. It's been very dangerous, so we've been trying to stay as local as possible.
Chaotic stuff happen all the time, though.
I'm pretty sure most of us that aren't originally from this little continent are trying to look to get back home, or at least figure out what's happened back home.
Some people just trying to survive. That usually
That too.
it. It kind of rough out there. But you got the fellowship trying to take people from place to place and keep people safe. That's why we were fighting goblins, is to keep people safe.
She's kind of just staring at the ground, trying to take it all in. She has she's kind of like leaned one of her leaned her she's leaning her head in her hand, just kind of shaking her head, just listening to everything. And she kind of mutters to herself, "I knew that fucking sword was a mistake. I should have destroyed it."
Whatever
sword?
could you be talking about?
What do you know about the sword?
Yeah, get it.
How do you know about the sword that I'm talking about?
I remember
Can I do a history check?
His Grace grabbing
Again?
a sword
Sure.
and the world being ripped asunder. And then I was walking through a desert.
Exactly
You were
like
in the
the
market when
describing
it happened?
Yes. Yeah, we were there to guard the Empire.
Oh,
I,
I didn't know that, Yas. You were meant to guard the Empire?
I was what's called the custodian. I fought his wars as a young man. They noticed my prowess, and throughout my life, they uh, promoted me, and through hard work and determination, I was able to reach the highest honor a soldier could, being at the side of the Emperor himself.
is just out of character question. Sorry, I'm asking a lot of questions.
You're golden.
Does Yastrov still wear his abacus?
Nope.
No. Oh.
No. Yastreb came out of the storm into the desert completely mind wiped, not knowing anything.
Oh.
Whatever he had on them, he buried or sold to make his way through. So
And he's
it's out
slowly
there in the
getting memories
world,
back.
and he's slowly
Ah.
getting memories back.
Okay. I was tasked along with others to retrieve the artifact that fell from the moon when it exploded.
You know, I heard tale of a group of individuals that were looking for that particular. Said it was a sword.
It was. We went there expecting a rock, and it was a sword. It was an evil sword.
There's a lot of evil in the world, that's for
Or I
sure.
suppose, not evil. It was evil because the person who was handling it at the time had evil intentions, but it took your intentions and distributed it into energy.
Wow. Amplified your intention and used it as a weapon against other people. That is not a good item to have around anybody that's got bad intentions.
No, it is not.
If that was 100 years ago, does that mean the sword still exists?
It would be in the storm, yes.
What would my history check tell me about that? Lost artifact?
Nobody knows what happened with the sword, but you are familiar with the events of Moonfall leading up to Emperor's death and the survivors who bore witness to that, to the
Oh my,
sword he was holding in his final moments.
oh my God, Shikari, you get to write the history book on this.
A few histories that have been written. Just trying to find them here in my book bag. I thought Seneca might enjoy some light reading, perhaps before bed on the 100 Histories since Moonfall. It's a great title, riveting read. And I don't know if perhaps Yastrev would be willing to share a copy of a book I gave with him, actually, by one of a very famous notary in the Empire government by name of Mirabelle, and he has her a collection of writings on Empire.
I is what was Mirabelle? She was an elf.
She was.
He was
She
perfect.
Mirabelle.
was perfect.
She was an elf. Yes, I knew her. I traveled with her.
Oh my goodness! She was there at the events, and if you were there as well, I suppose that would explain it. I do believe, if my history's correct, the sword was an element of Moonfall, but the larger catastrophe that Empire went through stemmed from. Help me here, Ryan. What did it stem from again?
Some other figure who was not identified by historians,
Oh, no.
but described as such.
It was a sort of winged serpent creature, and I do believe that the fight between it and Empire, it culminated in a wreck of energy that then adulterated the sword. I do believe, and Yastrev might appreciate this bit of detail. It wasn't Empire's foul intent that turned the sword into a weaponized moonfall catalyst. It was actually just the fight between the two, and the negative energy then adulterated the sword, not from Empire himself, but because he was so all powerful. The force that was already cracking open the moon and sort of the universe, it was amplified even more. So it was kind of a combination effect. I don't know,
Well,
fans of Empire might appreciate that telling a little bit more than some of the other versions that have been written.
Well, I can't quite say exactly how it happened. Uh, wow. Sorry.
It's a lot of information to,
The
take in after 5
100
seconds.
years.
Time
From
travel.
the moment to ancient history.
yeah, right.
Out of game, did Maribel write that afterwards? Did she survive? Or is that just some of her works that made it through?
She survived. And that's something she wrote after.
It's
I misunderstood that.
oh that those are Mirabelle's words herself. Like she wrote that.
Wow.
Title of the book is really
We
boring.
I believe her notes were used to compile it.
She might be the head of your order, Evie.
Because she was the one that was leading the scouting party pre-flashback in the Moonfall, leading them through the ruins of Empire City.
I gave him that book so I can find the title of it. What's your last
Mirabelle Goldfinch.
Goldfinch? I wouldn't have spelled that.
If you, I put it in my notes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I did too. I just didn't find it.
It's Virtues of Empire by Mirabelle Goldfinch.
There it is. So actually, yeah, she probably would have a chapter in there, like justifying the fight and being like, it wasn't Empire's fault. Probably.
Seneca, after she kind of mulls over a little bit, she'll scoff. It does not surprise me that Mirabelle would frame the event in such a way. She was unyieldingly loyal to Empire. So much so that I don't think that she believed he had any flaws at all.
Well, your first-hand account of what happened would be invaluable for the library. If I gave you this blank notebook, would you be able to write down your memories and thoughts of the time, just as you have time? No pressure at all.
I will write down things as I remember them. However, the exact moment of the terror, is that what you call
Yes.
It's what we call it, yeah. Some call it some call it the terror.
I would not be able to tell you exactly or at all what the interaction was, as I did not have line of sight of the.
You'd probably not be surprised that many items and just pieces of history have been lost because of all the destruction that's happened ever since. So really, any sense of the time, any memories you've got, your own personal history is a piece of history. it would be invaluable, to have. And in fact, I'd encourage everyone to be keeping such records because we're all making history right now. Isn't that exciting?
It is. I agree with you.
Yes, I think you will find my account of the matter a refreshing change in perspective based off of what I've heard already.
Myself read some rather scathing rebukes of Empire's power. It seems he wasn't all universally enjoyed, but we can keep that between us and not discuss it.
Nope,
to
nope.
Joss Trev.
All naysayers died off in the apocalypse. He's the best thing that ever happened.
Hey,
Can I have do I need to do a check or anything to secure the zombie body well, it's not a zombie yet, but secure the body so that in the morning I can run experiments?
Just tying it off, I'm going to say you're good with that.
Okay, that's fine.
What are you doing to tie it off? Staking it down, tying it off onto a tree, tying it up, leaving it on the cart.
I'm gonna
maybe Bantu has teddy bear for night.
envision a cage, but I feel like that'd be weird.
So this scimitar, I definitely don't think this belonged to a townsperson because it's goblin-y. Right?
True. I think we should be able to feel free to use anything we need in the fight and in order to survive. And then once we've, cleared out Godrod and his filthy horde, we can go back to the town and present to them, our findings and perhaps come to some sort of deal with them on what our share of the take can be from there. Because, like I said, many of these items are likely theirs.
Yeah. Anybody
But
pick
I'm sure
locks?
Yeah,
No.
maybe
I'll keep it, just in case.
we could take the gold and invest it in the town and grow it over and help it build.
I'm mostly interested in the stuff.
Well, the stuff is nice, but for the gold and the gems.
Oh
Then
yeah, we could donate that. But this lockpick set might come in handy someday.
Wait, hold on. So I got distracted with nothing. But we're still gonna go continue to fight goblins after that?
Well, yeah, Godrod's still out there. Town not safe yet.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's just it just didn't seem like we were all really well equipped for what happened.
What do you mean? We won!
we could use this money maybe to hire mercenaries to help.
Crow's gonna look over at EO and then look at Ryan and be like, yeah, we won, yeah, but that's really a win when most of us almost died. That just doesn't seem super great.
Bantu gonna look over at Bree. Bree! You dead? Is Bree not here?
She's dead. She's
Breathe
dead.
asleep. She
Yes,
nodded off.
Trev. You dead?
I am.
Look,
I'm here.
Bantu. I said.
No, I get it. Look, it was a dangerous situation, but
Bantu, you feel
no
the
gentle
tugging pull of. You feel something tugging and pulling at the contents of your treasure pouch. There is an almost arcane presence, as what looks like a disembodied hand seems to be wrapped around that pearl of power and is in the midst of pickpocketing you presently.
Ah!
Can I do like a I don't know, grapple check and grab it?
That is a good question. Let me look up Mage Hand in this edition.
I mean, Mage Hand can only lift or carry 10 pounds, so like any forceful movement will disrupt it.
Interesting.
So probably.
I also want to say something because I forgot last time, and I'm hoping you guys can help me remember. Next time we're almost dying, I have more healing than just my spell slots. I have 2 channel divinities, and I can restore 1d8 plus 4 HP to a creature.
Oh, you didn't use any of your channels.
I didn't at all. I completely forgot about them, and I can even do it.
See,
Creatures I can 30 feet. Be next to me. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
My bad.
Hey, all the better, right?
Just
You're just
Call
holding
it-
back your true power. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Bantu, I'm going to say you snatch a hold of this Mage Hand as it's got like you're holding this fist that's tightly gripping onto this pearl of power.
What the hell is this? Arcana check.
You seem to be quite busy, and I just want to take a look.
Oh, this yours?
Yes.
The orc asking the wizard about the mage hand. This yours?
Bantu's gonna like take it and he's gonna like put it back down on the ground and he's gonna like wave at the hand and go,
Sorry.
No, it's quite all right. I just didn't want to disturb. And that
Oh, no, you can look. I didn't mean to. I just got freaked out. Disembodied hand is freaky.
and Io makes like he says, "Well, just Bantu, look at this," and he like wiggles his right hand, and like sort of like jazz fingers, and the hand on the ground does jazz fingers.
That's a neat trick.
It is very handy when one doesn't want to get too close.
Handy, I get it. I didn't know you were funny, Io.
Right? Yes, that's exactly how I meant that. But
Did you not?
may I?
Yeah, by all means.
And he'll go ahead and use the mage hand to pick up the pearl and bring it over to himself.
and Bantu's gonna go back to sorting through, just like he's like organizing the stuff, sorting through like useful, and then he's just like throwing stuff that's literally just worth money into a pile. He's not like sorting that stuff. That just goes into a pile. Anything that's actually useful gets like sorted out nicely and neatly, and it's like starts cleaning it off and like stuff like that. So like weapons and the lockpick set and like the leather pouches, like anything that's actually useful is in one like nice neatly sorted area, and then all the valuable shit is just like tossed in a pile.
Could you hand me those scrolls there that used to be part of the library? Thank you. I'll just set them aside and return them to the Bastion whenever we get a chance. And then
I know Bastion important, but like, if it life or death situation, use scroll.
Oh yeah, like I said, anything we need to use in order to survive and get through to the next, get through to another day, I think is absolutely we can use it. I had an idea though. I could heal this goblin just a bit, and we could ask him some more questions, just about Godrod, his plans, where he's coming from, that sort of thing.
Are we going to kill him immediately
This is
afterwards?
This is the goblin corpse that you gentle reposed, right?
Oh right, does that mean he's dead?
Like he's dead, just
Oh,
not
okay.
rising up as a zombie
Oh okay, never mind. He's dead.
for 10 days.
Okay, I changed it.
You can do an autopsy.
I noticed
Which
my
is what you were
name.
talking about doing.
My name is on the scimitar. I don't think I took the scimitar. I think that was a Bantu. I think. Nick, did you want the scimitar?
Bantu can use scimitar.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
he can two-hand scimitar and hand axe.
Yeah, no, you take
This
scimitar.
kind of sounds cool, and I just have 15 AC and live with that.
It's a
Cool.
cantrip, and it.
Yeah, you take
Occasionally
some.
have shields strapped to back if I need to tank. Felt like
Oh.
like Bontu didn't need to be tanked. Is what I'm
And
saying.
just
Felt like
close
need
it,
more
but he's
DPS.
unconscious if you want to heal him up.
Should he have been making saving throws then?
I mean,
Not if he's
if
unconscious.
anybody's putting a name
He
in
gains
for that other
consciousness
cloak
for
that
1d4
does
hours.
protection, I would put my name in it.
After how many?
1d4 hours.
Ooh, shit. So we don't have any time really. Or I guess he could.
If
regain
you're healing
consciousness
him,
on his own.
he will regain consciousness as you heal him.
Or he'll do it on his own after like an hour.
You know, Bree, I do think that cloak looked good on you, but Crow kind of got messed up by like one hit.
That's a very fair point. Crow and EO got very hurt. I think the two of them
Also-
should take it.
Like it also looked like crow feathers, and that's just funny.
You know what? I do like that. Is it long enough for Crow? These are goblin forms.
It's so small.
Well,
So
I mean,
think
what is that, like a
magic-
shawl?
I did get magic cloak. I bet if she what do they call it when you link with a magic item? If she link with it, then I bet it grow to suit her. You ever seen magic item do that? It really crazy.
No, I haven't.
I would love to wear anything that EO is wearing. I think if we were matching, that would just be fantastic.
Well,
Bree, if you needed more, you were clearly up in everything. I'm not so sure. I'm super excited to run into the
I
middle
don't
of
want
things.
you
again.
to die because I'm too far
need
away
space
from
to
you. So if you can protect yourself a little better, then please protect yourself a little better. I can't be everywhere all at once.
Yas was pretty interested in cloak too. Yeah,
I thought there were multiple cloaks.
Rolls to your character.
there's two. There's
Yeah, no,
two
you're good, you're good.
cloaks.
I'm
The one
on
on
wearing
full
one.
head.
Oh, nose and hard head this roll. Oh, here. Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, Yas fully already took one.
Okay, no, you're good. I just imagine us being twinsies, and I was like, that's so adorable.
No,
I mean, EO, if it would fit you better, I mean, it is, you're a little bit smaller than me, and after everything that happened, I'm just, I really don't want anything to happen to you.
well, I do greatly appreciate that, mistress, but I must insist. You need to take that. I will feel more comfortable not putting myself in front of you if you are better protected.
Well, you make a good point there. Okay, I will do it for you, but if things happen again and you need it more, I will not hesitate.
Well, we'll just endeavor to make sure that things don't happen.
Pickles, he'll be fine.
Anyone know how to cast Identify?
Yes. I look at it and I be like, that is.
Yes,
an
let me hold
item.
on to it.
Let me look at it. That's a nice dagger. It's a dagger.
I don't think anybody's
That's a
claimed the
nice
crossbow, Rachel.
boulder. What?
I don't think anybody's claimed the crossbow.
Do you want
You-
yet another +1 ranged implement, Rachel?
Yes. This one goes much further.
This one goes to 11.
I mean, the
trade
crossbow's
out
probably
the other
quite a
one.
bit better than the trident.
What's the other +1 item she has?
She has a +1 javelin and a +1 trident.
Yeah, but it's
Oh, yeah,
120 feet. 20,
Yeah. You've got all. You know what? You could be our ranged get up in the face martial artist.
wait,
Is
but
that
it's
Rachel wants-
like,
Rachel wants to be at range? What?
What?
Is that
I just, as a precaution, because I felt very useless when I wasn't up in front, I just want that in my back pocket.
Yeah.
Just in case he's.
Is that scimitar?
If we
damage
had
at
a
all?
rogue, that'd be a different story, but we don't have anybody that's going to use the repeating function besides a fighter. So I think it's best in your hands.
Yeah.
Unless, maybe you can give Yas that javelin or something so he has a good ranged option.
She'll give it to Yaz. Clumsily. Is this in the day?
We
Afternoon.
taking long rest.
We're at
Rachel,
camp.
we have to do the
But
thing.
we
Oh, right.
The thing.
Right, we've gotta.
Is this at night or in the morning?
I believe this is at night.
Oh, dang it.
After
Okay,
you
we're
guys
gonna
took out
try.
the tower.
Yep, around a campfire.
And as the party is distributing a number of these found treasures, Shikari looks to be throwing together some sort of contraption, gathering a number of supplies and tools.
Am I able to take like 2 pieces of wood and like mend them together and kind of build like a kind of box that has no exit or entrance?
If you've got the mend spell, I'm totally cool with it.
I have cantrips that do mending, so yeah.
I also have
Got the
mending.
cantrip. I'm totally cool with it.
Are you
Okay.
trying to make
I'll-
a no-door box fort?
Yeah, for the goblin.
Oh.
I also have mending, so next time me level up, me trading out mending. Because we don't need three.
We don't
Everybody's
need three
got mending.
mending in the party.
Want to hear something crazy? I also have mending.
You guys can all do a side
Look.
at the same time.
Mending.
Look. As a solo adventurer, it's very important to be able to take care of your gear and your clothing.
That's how I felt too.
And as a butler, I'll be the last one to give it up.
You either have to take up tailoring or you learn mending.
Well, in the wasteland, wouldn't it make sense that lots of people would have mending?
Sure
It would. That was thought process. Yup.
Anyway, as I'm doing that, once he's in the cage, I'm gonna kind of just wait for him to wake up. How long is that gonna take you?
Up to 4
Up
hours.
to 4 hours. You know what? I'll just use one of my things and I'll heal him real quick. I just
Okay.
want to know. And then we don't have to go through the whole excruciating process of it. I just want to know details of what Godrod's doing. So if you want me to roll like a persuasion check or an investigation check or whatever, we can just call it good.
How are you trying to get the information out of him? Like, are you trying to intimidate it out of him, trying to scare it out of him, trying to just like convince him you'll let him go? Like, are you
Sweet
offering
talk him.
him
He's
something in
waking up in a
exchange for the
doorless
information?
cage, so he's gonna wake up, and I'm going to just say, "Oh, hello. Yes, I've healed you. We didn't know if we could trust you yet, just because, well, we've all just been trying to kill each other. So I've healed you, but you're in this little box. It just for everybody's safety. Are you all right? Da, 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 da.
Mhm.
Like that.
So roll me a persuasion check. At disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
You literally almost killed this guy and then dragged him away, and he woke up in a cage.
Well,
You guys are covered in the blood of his
Wow.
allies.
EV.
My second one was a 12.
Like, he's a little reluctant to talk at first, but as the night kind of drags on and you start going through some of the formalities of just exchanging the basics, it's whenever the cook fire starts going that you start hearing his audible stomach grumblings, and he's a lot more motivated by like getting to eat to trade over the information after a little while, that his stomach just sort of sells him out.
I'll take some of the dried boar leg and some of the half-eaten bread, and I'll put it on a plate for him and be like, "There you go, friend. Hopefully these victuals get your tongue a wagging."
And some of the information you get out of him with a 12 is that some of their items they got from a recent successful raid on a traveling caravan. Some of their items was from a successful raid on farmers. And since he was killed before knowing about their demises, he warns you about the general's cold nose and hard head stationed up at the tower, and that they've got orders to signal if there's any sort of trouble or if the tower's overrun, to let other goblins know to meet back at Godrod's instead of the tower.
Please, Godrods.
Well, after the skies scream with red fire, we were told to reconvene to the south of Westvale in the canyon. Just follow the stream south.
Thank you so much for all of that information. I'll just I'm going to call it a night, and I'll see you in the morning. Does that sound good?
Okay, one more of those.
One of.
Pointing to whatever you were eating for dinner.
I'll give him a little bit of extra. And then I'm gonna like go off and I'm gonna pretend as if I'm gonna be getting my long rest. I'm waiting for him to fall asleep, and then I am going to kill him in his sleep.
What the fuck?
I love it.
Fucking A, Shikari.
So
I
you're welcome
love
to
that
take a
move.
short rest effect while you're waiting
That restores my
to restore your hit points. But since you won't be taking a long rest, you will be taking a point of exhaustion. Well, if you're waiting up for him to fall asleep.
She could just do it on her watch.
I'm killing him right after he falls asleep. If he would have gotten a long rest,
But the definition of long rest is non-strenuous activities. I would consider murdering somebody a strenuous activity. I have to set that precedent now. Otherwise, I will regret that later.
Can't we kill him in the morning? Can we wait until after breakfast?
Yes.
We could
I like
poison
just
him.
Monsters.
now.
We just need
I'll
to
wait
find a
till breakfast
poisonous
then, so I can
mushroom.
get my
and
long rest in. I'm
Good
gonna
night.
wait
we
till
can
breakfast.
find a
so I can get
poisonous mushroom and
If
feed
you
it.
want to talk it over with the party about when you would like to murder him best.
I do want to tell the party stuff, so it makes more sense actually to do this. So after I tell the guy good night, I'm gonna like walk over to the campfire and I'm gonna kind of motion everybody in, and so that I can kind of speak in undertones. And after earshot of the Gabo prisoner, I'm
But
going
still in
to,
Goblin.
but not in Goblin. I am going to tell everyone. So our goblin friend here. So I went ahead and gave him some healing just to be able to ask him a couple more questions. Since our first interrogation wasn't all that successful, my bad. But the goblin says that he identified where some of the items came from different raids, so we might be able to help return those to their owners better. But the more important thing is, actually, I think Westvale might be about to be attacked. So what happened was when the alarm went off, remember when all the red smoke filled the sky, that signal was not for reinforcement there at the tower. It was to let all the goblins in the area know that they should reconvene at Godrod's camp, and that they were all going to reconvene to the south of Westvale in the canyon. And I think that means that if they feel as if that the plan might have been, if they feel as if their forces are under attack, that they're going to simply attack Westvale. And try and take it for all it's got. So in the morning, I think we should definitely take care of our goblin friend, and we can perhaps run a couple of spells to experiment and see where the zombies are going and what they want. But I think the more important pressing priority might be to just, I hate to say it, dispatch him and then hasten to Westvale as quickly as we can. What do you all think?
Yeah, get some rest and then head back to town as quickly as possible.
I gotta get back to my family. So yes, as far as dispatching the goblin, that's here nor there for me. Clearly they were meaning to do harm to the good folk of Westvale, so if he's got to go, he's got to go.
In that box, he'd probably starve anyways.
Or do the peaceful and merciful thing and end his life.
Or we could just let him go and then follow him to Godrod's.
Oh, that's a fair point, Crow.
She says while eating her tea cakes.
But we already know where he would go. I mean, I know that we did ultimately defeat the large pack of goblins we just fought, but perhaps not giving them any forewarning or any additional help is best. But, mistress, of course, if you would prefer that we follow him, I will absolutely do that.
Oh, by the way,
Bantu leans over to Seneca.
you gotta know something. If you kill somebody or something dies near you, get away from it.
At least get south of it.
It raises
Oh,
back from the
good
dead.
point. You gotta get south of it.
Yes, I was going to ask about the I heard you mention zombies.
Yeah. Anytime something dies, it gets back up and then starts walking north. And if you're in its way, it's gonna make sure you get out of its way in a not so subtle way.
They're very violent.
But what's north? What are they trying to get to?
No idea.
I think it's they're amassing an undead army to the north, and quite frankly, we have no way of stopping it at the moment.
I think my theory is that could be where hell is.
That is a
that's-
compelling theory.
that would be unfortunate if that's where it is.
I'm just saying.
It's pretty sound, honestly.
You could say that the travelers are making the highway to hell, as it were.
Huh. Yeah, they are kind of pathfinders in their own right? A little bit, little bit of joining fellowship if you just stay out of their way.
Mm-hmm.
I'll keep that in mind then. I mean, is there any way to like? Have you ever thought of just like obliterating their bodies, perchance,
We've tried burning the corpses. That doesn't work.
with regular
Shikari did some
fire? Or
clever
do you-
shit that worked.
At this point, I mean, they don't, as long as you get out of their sight. Why spend resources trying to burn body?
Chikari was able to. Weren't you able to stabilize the bodies so that way they wouldn't die outright, but they wouldn't raise again?
Where I can do a couple of things. I can spare them so that they are basically they aren't dead, but they have 0 hit points. If you'll allow me to meta a little bit. But then I can also censure dead creatures. So they can become frightened and incapacitated, try to move as far away, and then yeah, and then don't you have enough where like I can make it so that I can bless them, and then after 10 days they don't become like.
You can do a ceremony, I think, right? That's a 1-hour
Yes.
ceremony, so they can't raise up.
Thank you. That's what I was trying to
Just,
think
I
of.
think it's under your spells.
And then I can also I do a little bit of I do a kind of ritual, I suppose you could call it. And I can touch a body, and for 7 days it can't become undead by any means. So short of a wish spell. So if it's and then after 7 days, I suppose then it would just die. But I mean, those are some of the things I can do. It basically staves off the inevitable. I think the question is, once they get north, what are they planning to do? Why are they going up there? And what's the plan for afterward? And who is signaling this grand plan? Because the zombies they're mindless creatures. They don't have a plan. So whose plan is this? But we'll have to save that experiment for another day, I think.
At the moment, that's not the biggest threat. The biggest threat's the goblins, and that's all I got my mind on at the moment.
Anything else you guys would like to accomplish during this long rest?
I think Bree's just going to make sure that Seneca's all right, comfortable. And then she's going to pass out because she's almost dead.
Bantu will put the potion of growth in his like pouch on his belt. Just because no one claimed it.
Anyone want this wand? I guess we could use it to trick goblins later.
Well, I mean, I guess it is somewhat distracting. I could probably find some use for it.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know how to use wand. That not lesson that I was very good with. Me big fingers, really hard with dainty wood.
Yes, well,
Couldn't get the swish and flick down.
I can see that, but it seems to be a good size for me. I think yes. And he makes a series of sparkles come out of it. Yes, I think that will work just fine.
Who wanna carry all the gold and shit?
We have,
Oh, well, you can
don't
just
we have a group bag of money thing? Don't we have a group money pouch? And also, shouldn't
Well,
we keep?
I thought we were keeping this separate for the people in the town.
That's true. Yeah, go ahead and put it. We don't really have any other bags, and this is a giant ass bag of gold. Who's gonna carry it?
I guess we can once we kill the goblin, we can use your box as a chest, and we can put it just in the back of Yastrev's cart.
I'm not
In
carrying all
fact,
that.
that's what me going to do.
Start
Excellent
stacking
plan.
the coins nice and neatly so that they all fit.
I mean, when has the weight of gold or silver ever stopped us?
All the time.
Seems that those items all came from a couple of sources. They raided a traveling caravan. Some items were stolen from raid-on farmers. But I haven't seen any evidence of any actual raids nearby. Has anyone else? Do we think maybe they're talking about the raids they did closer to town?
We could ask the blacksmith about the farmers. I'm sure he would be in contact with them for horseshoes and nails.
Yes. In fact, we could probably even trust him to reconnect the owners with their property.
Anyone want this scarf?
It's very pretty. What does it do?
It's just a silk scarf.
Oh.
Little faded, but still good.
I'm gonna.
No,
reach
okay.
out, grab the
I'll
scarf.
put it in my pack for a cold night. It's fine. Broken sword. You could probably fix the dent in this helmet. I bet blacksmith wouldn't mind some of this stuff.
As sleep finds everybody one by one. As Bantu, with the
I
clinking
was
of
just gonna
as
say
everybody
we
just
need
kind
to
of drifting off.
we need to set watches.
Oh yeah, if we have a live prisoner. I'll
Who
take
taking
first
first watch? Okay, Shikari first watch. Who second watch?
Rian can take the last watch.
Okay.
I can take the first watch as well, or the second if wanted.
Alright, EO, you second watch. Me take third watch. And then Rian fourth watch.
Do we need to buddy up, or is a single watch person enough?
You got pretty fucked up. I figure you need a whole night.
You're pretty fucked up.
Well, that depends. That depends on external factors. Bond 2, I don't know how much of the night I need.
That's up to you. I just know that you got the shit kicked out of you.
I did get very messed up by that boar and that stupid red goblin guy.
I just figure you could use good night's sleep is all.
You know what? I appreciate it, Bontu. Thank you. I might have to take you up on that offer.
Okay. Really quickly, Bantu's gonna pull aside Shikari, Rien, and Io and be like, keep an eye on the new person. We don't want them, like, cutting our throats in our sleep and robbing us.
I mean, she did drop out of nowhere, but it seemed like the safest thing to do was just to trust her for the sake of getting out of there. But I agree. I mean, until we know, what she's all about, perhaps we should just obviously keep a weather eye open.
That's all me saying.
She seems perfectly nice, so hopefully,
Hey,
we don't all wake up murdered tomorrow.
All right, ready, break.
Rian's gonna put her hand in the middle of this huddle, see that no one is doing that. Kind of obviously go break. Yeah. As everyone walks away. As everyone walks away and she's the only one there. All right, break. Still a little bit tipsy, a little bit high.
We're all just moving so fast.
Cool. As the watches begin, who is on? It's gonna be third watch.
That's Bontu.
Bontu.
The middle of the night is Bontu's watch.
In the middle of the night, you off in the distance hear a sound far better than the one that you were trying to replicate. A horrible, monstrous sounding boar wailing and screeching somewhere off in the woods, as it gallops somewhere nearby within earshot, as its squelching can be heard as it's chasing something out in the night.
Oh, those troll boars are gonna come back to bite us in the ass.
But
I
otherwise,
hope they're having fun.
the night goes by without any events. This campground seems to be a particularly effective one.
Yay.
As the early morning sun starts to peek across the horizon, with Rien on the last watch, you're welcome to describe it like people start waking themselves up, starting their day. And what's the game plan?
As everyone's kind of waking up around the campfire, Shikari's gonna kind of motion to Crow, mainly Crow, but to everybody, and say, I kind of liked the idea of following him to Godrod, so we know exactly where we're going. He gave us sort of a general spot, but it's a quite big canyon. You never really know where precisely. So perhaps we do follow at a short distance, but when it starts becoming clear where he's going, because I'm guessing an army of goblins will catch that on the wind, if nothing else. We should then maybe from a distance shoot him in the leg or something. Then it solves Eo's concerns about, giving the goblins any more warning than necessary. And I think from there we should try and bypass the goblins and go to Westvale and defend the town there, than trying to attack the goblins in the canyon. I don't know. What do you all think?
I think we should go to town first, because I think it's on the way to the canyon.
We
What
could
do you
at
think we should
least.
do with our goblin friend? Just kill him now?
Why
Or
would
you
we?
could just keep him in the box.
That is true. Why do we need to kill the goblin?
He could just be captive.
That is true. Yeah. No need for killing.
If we're looking at it from a position of equality, why would we kill all of his friends and not him?
Equality? I think he just might be useful.
All right. Interesting perspective. I actually quite like that.
I would assume that he's no longer a threat. I think with the goblins it was self-defense, but you kind of helped him and he hasn't died yet, so it'd be kind of a dick move.
It seems a
The
little
consensus,
cold.
Yeah.
if the consensus is to not do what is being described as a dick move, then I'm
No.
happy to see. But I will raise two other points. One, Eo's concern about him potentially warning others is a valid one, considering the rickety cage I've put him in is not foolproof. And even though he's a fool, there's a chance he can get out and a chance he can warn someone. Second of all, if we do defeat Godrod, what more knowledge can we get from this goblin that we would perceive as valuable? We are trying to find Godrod and defeat him. He's told us where Godrod is. I don't know what other information we might get. Well, I normally would
He
100%
could always
agree.
willingly lead us to Godrod. You know, we give him
Do you
some
think you can
food and then
convince him
say,
to do that this morning?
I mean, goblins are fickle creatures. They're gonna side with whoever's not killing them.
I
What do you guys
Wait,
think is
yes,
best?
what were you going to say?
I I believe he should be punished for his crimes. He is a murderer and he has committed murder and more other crimes. I believe that fighting in battle is okay. I have an issue when we become a judge and executioner. I wish there was a system where we could take him to a local sheriff or a bailiff, but there's not. I see the
What's that?
necessity. It's someone who delivers justice and takes care of criminals.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Considering we are kind of, law enforcement for the Westfell town in that we're trying to defend them from the goblins that are committing crimes against them, perhaps the best way to seek justice would be to bring the goblin to Westvale and let the town be the one to dispense justice however they see fit.
I
think
just
this is
feel
right.
like I'm sorry. I don't mean to like poke in, but that just he's gonna get rocked to death. I think just a quick little would be probably easier in the long run than trying to keep him alive and all of that. Like they want the goblins dead. I mean, he's a little cutie over there, but I mean, in the long run, like I think who's to say he'll actually run to Godrod? That would be really fantastic. But in my experience, things don't always work out the way you think they might work out, and I don't know. If we just turn him over to the townsfolk, they're just gonna like egg him to death, which is just gross, and no one wants to clean up that mess.
If
We could
we're
ask.
not going to be judge and executioner, and we're not going to facilitate the town to be judge and executioner, and we can't leave him here by himself, I'm not really sure what other options we have.
Would
I mean,
you
if we leave him here, the troll boars will probably get him.
So
Would you
isn't that kind of the same thing as just killing him ourselves? And at least making it humane and not leaving him here to suffer? I'm not really seeing the difference, guys.
Seneca, you are kind of neutral third party in this. What do you think?
I was about to ask if you all would like a neutral third party to decide.
There's no time.
I need you to adjudicate frontier justice in a post apocalyptic world.
She just fell into and is absolutely unfamiliar with and has absolutely no idea what's going on. Okay, sure.
Neutral third party.
It's perfect.
America.
So basically, this group of goblins is a raiding party, and they've been raiding this whole area. And that's one of the reasons why we went up to tower to take care of problem. And we fought all goblins at tower, and he kind of only one left.
And you've gotten the information that you need from him, correct?
He was dead. I stabilized him during the battle to make sure that we could run some experiments on the undead, but then I decided that the best use of our time would be to interrogate him, because we'd tried to interrogate another goblin before, but it didn't go very well, and we didn't learn the information we absolutely needed. And this time around, though, he did tell us exactly where Godrod is going to be, what the signal was that they gave. He gave the information we needed, and I healed him from death, or the brink of death, in order to be able to do that. So if if I hadn't done anything during the battle, he would be part of the undead army already.
I don't have an issue with executing him. I just am wondering if we should take up the responsibility of taking up the mantle of judge and executioner for this land. We have the means, we have the money. We could become the local lords. Not lords, we live in a manor and a keep, but someone who protects the land and can help the people and help it thrive.
I mean, I thought we were helping people by killing goblins.
I understand your reticence not to be judge and jury. I don't propose that that's what we become, and I do understand the slippery slope you're describing. But let's remember something important. They were hired by the town to protect them from a raiding horde of goblins. This is the bad guy, and in all of our other encounters with the goblins, we've murdered them with impunity, often in an ambush style where they didn't know. They were out hunting. They weren't doing anything to anyone except, the animals they were hunting. And
Are you trying to say goblins innocent?
I'm trying to make the case that we're already hired guns for the town, making moral decisions based on who's right and who's wrong and whose side we're on. If we've decided the side we're on, which is the town that has hired us to kill the goblins, this is a prisoner of war, potentially. We either take him back for judgment, or, I'm sorry, but we can't take him with us and we can't leave him here alive.
Well, then why don't we just take him to the village? Oh, sorry, Sakari.
Me really don't understand this whole argument.
Seneca, what were you saying?
So, will you take the assistance of a third party, or will you object to whatever my decision is? Because if you do not want to see my decision, I would suggest you start leaving.
Could have it all as a conversation the way we've been having. I don't understand why Seneca can't participate unless she's the judge, as we've just described not wanting to do.
Oh, I'm not judging
What is
anybody.
your opinion, Seneca?
Kill him.
Okay.
You say that he
Who's
is.
gonna go
he is
over to the
part of-
box and stick his scimitar through it?
No.
Bantu starts walking towards the cage where the goblin is housed, and he can see him hunched over, whispering something to somebody as he's facing away, curled up into his little cage. He's whispering something.
Okay, to use perception check to see who he talking to.
Go ahead and roll it, Bantu.
6.
Something's in the cage there with him.
Can Rienne's following him, trying to, I don't know, trying to defuse this whole situation. She's on team, let's not kill the goblin right now. Can she make a perception check?
Sure.
It's going to be like an 8.
You have human inspiration.
I do. I would like to use my human inspiration because I got an 11.
Come on, Rianne, you can do it.
Oh fuck, an
That's
11.
worse.
11.
You can add your superiority die,
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. Fuck.
or not that. Your second win. I think
Yeah,
it's
second win. Wait, can it be psionic?
I don't know, but you can use your second wind. It's a D10 plus your level to an ability check.
Yeah, second win. Fuck it. I don't foresee us. You can draw a limited 1d10 plus 3.
So 15.
Wow, we're really trying to get it done.
So, Rienne, as you start trailing behind Bantu, you see him take pause at hearing the goblin speaking to something inside of the cage with him. And you can just make out what sounds like, "Oh, hey there, little buddy. How are you in there?"
Oh no, he's high.
And then Bantu's scimitar is going to go through his chest.
No, Rianne will try to tackle him. Fuck.
Pose the athletics acrobatics check.
Breed's gonna talk to the rest of the party while this chaos is going on.
Here's what we're going to do. Hit my AC and Bantu will stop.
With what?
With your unarmed attack. We know how this works. High five, Bantu, and we'll
just
stop.
Fuck. 16.
I took the shield off, so it's 15. That hits. You like grab Bantu's arm as he's like bringing the scimitar down.
Huh? What?
Okay. No.
Girl said kill it.
I know that he said kill it, but it does not feel it doesn't feel right to do. Yes, he was a part of shit, I'm having a really hard time putting my things together. He was a part of the Goblin Horde. Yes, I understand. That is unforgivable. But right now, that man is high as balls right now. I'll take
So he won't feel it.
I'll take full responsibility, and I'll surrender him to the village. It doesn't feel right.
You know what? Fine. We spend too much time talking about this as is. All right, everyone. Rien gonna be responsible for Goblin. Let's pack up and move
this
out.
bodes well.
Don't worry. When was the last time this has ever
Bree's
gone
gonna say, has anybody been able to find out if this particular goblin, first of all, what their name is, and secondly, if they actually show any remorse for the actions that they have done? Because we could put some judgment based on the morality of the individual, not necessarily of the group of individuals. Do we have any of that
Bantu's gonna
information?
start loading up the cart, and he's gonna be like,
Can you talk on the road? Because we could kill him on the road, too.
I can't speak Goblin, so I can't talk to it.
No, I mean Rien and Shikari. And do you speak Goblin?
He points at Seneca.
Answer the question that was asked. I've only asked him the questions that were absolutely pertinent to the information I needed to know. He mostly just seemed hungry. Honestly, I don't necessarily think that trying to decide if a goblin is a good person or a bad person is going to be a winning endeavor, because, I mean...
Shikari, if you were hungry out in the wastelands and you did whatever you could to survive, would you want to be killed outright because you were doing what you could to feed yourself?
To sit here and say that killing him is the only solution to this problem. I'm not saying that Rhiann shouldn't be the one who, if she is feeling that strongly about it, be responsible and bring him to Westvale for trial. I think we are taking a lot of additional steps to solve an equation that could be done with a bit of a shortcut. And I think that the inevitable outcome is what has already been pointed out. The problem is, everyone's already made all the arguments for why he should die, and Rhiann's argument is an emotional one, and you cannot win an emotional argument. She says it doesn't feel right. That's her reasoning. I can't really get past that, can I? So, either way, he lives. Now, I'm going to go talk to him and let him know what's been going on, because he doesn't know what we're talking about. And Shikari's going to walk over to the goblin, and in Goblin, she's going to tell him, so we've been going a bit back and forth on what it is the plan is going to be for this morning, and I just want you to know that there are some people in this group who are very invested in your survival, and they really, really want you to be the type of creature who can reform and live in this world peaceably. Rien behind me, the one who smells like fish, is going to be taking charge of you. If you come with us, can we count on you to be respectful and to follow along and to not try and run or hurt us or anything like that? But we want to trust you.
Well, I think if you're telling me I can be part of your tribe, then you can be a part of my tribe, and we can look out for each other.
Lovely. If that's how exactly how it's going to work out, that would be fantastic. I said, my name's Shikari. What's yours?
Crackmaw.
Cragmar. Very good to meet you. All of my friends behind me. It's a lot of names, but basically, you can trust us. And she's going to, can I unmend? Probably not.
So no more cage?
To let you out, and we're going to hopefully take your word, and we're going to take your word that hopefully the respect that we've shown you, you'll show to us, and we can all feel safe around each other.
Spit on it.
Well, Rianne, why don't you come over here for this part and meet your new friend, Rianne? This is name one more time.
Cragmaw.
This is Cragmaw. Rianne.
Yeah. Yes.
His hand and shake it with yours.
So I know at least with the goblins that I used to live by, we spit, licked, and then head shake. Is that different from what your tribe did?
You can try to learn your tribe's ways, I suppose.
All right. Well, Rianne will spit, lick her hand, hold it out to him.
Everyone else in the party just hears all this growling and snarling and then spitting, licking and happening. It's very bizarre, but some sort of deal is being brokered.
We're going
All right,
back
we got a
to
goblin.
Vale, and you're coming with us. And when we get to Westvale, I think it would be a great sign of atonement on your part to completely confess to the townspeople everything that's been done against them and your role in it.
That sounds like a bad idea for Cragmaw.
It's
Discuss it further as we walk.
to be completely frank, Kragma. It was either this or instant death. So this is the best way. This is the best path. But you know what? We'll talk on the way there. Well, maybe I don't know. Come up with some sort of defense. But
The paths of the forest. I can show you many other ways round.
Oh wait, really? Like a really short path to get back to the village?
Yeah, what a terrible. Oh, take you anywhere else.
And we wanted to kill him.
Lucky you found Cragmaw. Now you have other options.
Why is the village a terrible place to go?
You said that if we go back to village, Cragmaw needs to confess everything that all goblins have done, and that it's his fault.
That's not.
You
what
said
I
it's only path forward, so now Cragmaw, with help, can show you other path through forest.
Cragmaw, I didn't mean that you were responsible for everything, friend. I just wanted you to come to the village and be honest with the villagers. That's all.
We'll talk about
And we
this
have
on
to
the
go
way
to
there.
the village anyway because they're in grave danger from your friends, I'll have you know.
And you'll keep Cragmaw safe.
You will be safe with us for as long as you're traveling with us.
He looks to whoever's wearing the remains of Cold Nose and Hardhead's armor right now, and I would like the pair of them to roll me a persuasion check.
So that's Yaz and Crow.
And I'd also like it to be known I did not lie, as long as he's traveling with us, which is until we get to Westvale.
So it's not a deception check.
Crow is deep in conversation with Io, and she just looks over and glances at the goblin. So I'm not sure she's super persuasive. Yeah, but
I've
I'm
been
just
muted.
saying. No.
Uh-oh. That changes everything. EO roll?
Yes.
Why is EO rolling?
Because you're wearing the armor of Cold Nose or Hardhead?
I
No,
think it's
I'm not.
Yas
I think
and Crow.
it's Crow and Yas.
Oh.
Jeremy.
I need a second roll from somebody.
I'm rolling a persuasion
Yep.
Yes.
to persuade this goblin.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh no, I hit the wrong button as I tried to intimidate him with a 19.
Oh no.
He looks all the more enthusiastic to join along with this troop and keep everybody safe. Since you're all promising to keep him safe, you watch his back, he'll watch yours.
Right.
High fours for everybody.
All right. Well, I really don't think we should keep you at the front. Let's just go at the back. Don't worry. As long as it is feasible, I will keep you safe.
We start walking out of camp. I want to keep chatting up the goblin, and also, what's Godrod even up to? What's he trying to accomplish?
Well, Godrod says once we get rid of all the other sorts of meat bags and mean, horrible, terrible human filth spits, then we have this area all to ourselves. And then once us goblins stop dying off, we can run things all the right ways. So we can hunt to our stomach's content. We can get our fill of all sorts of beasties that are around. Nobody can stop us doing nothing about it.
Ooh, quite a plan.
It's a good plan, I agree.
And those beasts he's been riding, or your lieutenants were riding, were quite impressive. How did you accomplish that?
Oh, them's is mean beasties. Them's is something wicked nasty, hazies. And he goes on to describe the whole process of some sort of, like, almost demonic ritual, like, where there was some sort of spell prepared as trolls' blood was poured into their open wounds again and again until those open wounds started to heal and they started to take on some more trollic properties.
See, so that's how they've made all those scary monsters.
It worked.
Anything else that you guys have been up to? If you were mentioning some epic raids.
What about you?
Well, we've just been traveling the countryside, me and my friends. We've been actually attacked by a few of your bands of mates, and we've had to run them off. It's been quite scary, as a matter of fact. Yeah, we just met up actually recently, this group, and actually Seneca fell through a portal. How crazy is that?
What's this portal is?
A door that doesn't lead to another room, but it leads to an even bigger room that isn't a room.
She should be more careful.
Right.
So continuing towards Westvale today is the game plan?
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna try and get to the town, right? We decided not to try and meet Godrod. Yeah.
That's where I'm taking Torrent. It's the
Rian will keep Gobsmack, Crainshaw, Cradlevisor, and make small talk with him throughout the way.
You're
Going great. What?
So you're there for Cragmar, you mean? Is that his name? So you're there for this whole conversation,
Robert?
right? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Awesome.
Yeah, and she'll occasionally make small talk with him, get to know him. What's his family like, childhood, favorite color.
We're doing bad cop, good cop much better this time.
But favorite color. Really, trying to see what he's like, if he has any redeeming qualities.
And I think you mean good fish, good fish.
Exactly.
You learn all of these qualifying features about him that makes you humanize him as an individual.
Exactly.
Are you sure we don't learn a bunch of things that make me hate him?
Well, there's
like when you're at a family gathering and one of the girlfriends of one relative says something and it's like, I can never unlearn that about you. No,
That's exactly how Shikari hears every bit of what's coming out.
Okay. I can never unlearn the creature you are. Great.
By the way, everyone, keep an eye out. If we run into those troll boars, we might have a fight on our hands. Keep an eye out.
Been telling me a fascinating story about how those creatures were created. Kragmar, do you want to go into detail graphically about the process that you goblins used to create them one more time?
Sure.
Yeah.
First things first is we would start by flaying open an ice patch's skin roughly about the size of the arm here.
Shikari's translating, guys, just FYI.
Yeah, okay. They're dangerous, is all I'm saying.
Okay. Do you not want any more details about our new friend?
No. I'm quite good.
All of the gory details are continuing to flow out in Goblin.
I'm writing it all down, and for research purposes, but then I'm also translating it for everyone and just being like, did you hear what our new friend said? Our new friend, the one traveling with us. Yes, this is what he's saying. Yes.
What is his name again? Crookshanks?
Crag.
It's
Robert.
Crookshanks now.
It's like Quagmire, who is also disgusting, giggity, but Cragmire.
Okay, Cragmar.
His name is Robert.
His name.
Ariane will kind of slap him on the shoulder and go, I don't think you should be talking anymore. Can you tell me your favorite color again? What's your favorite weather?
Favorite color's gotta be the shimmer of the fresh red blood as it's flowing from an open wound. There's hardly something that kind of beats that bright red heartbeat flowing color, you know? Not like the dry, deeper red color. That just doesn't quite have the same sort of feeling behind it.
Hey, Bree, how's that for surviving in the wasteland, eh?
Gotta be fresh.
Okay, well, mine's kind of like a greenish blue, you know, kind of in a lagoon, you know. That's very nice, though. You've got a very descriptive vocabulary. That's nice. Anyway, let's continue.
Who's leading the party? Back to Westvale.
Yes.
Who's navigating?
Who's got the highest survival?
I've got a +2.
I have a +6.
I have a +3
actually-
on survival.
I think the quote-unquote prisoner and Shikari and Rianne should kind of be in the middle, just in case.
Yeah, you probably are a little distracted. Yas and Bantu can navigate. I will assist. I will assist Yastrev in the survival navigating.
I will roll again.
That's better.
I think
14 isn't too bad.
I'm pretty sure it's this way.
No, it's that way.
Oh, thank you. I always get confused.
Takes a little bit of doing before pointing back west to find Westvale. But
It's going east. It is not Eastvale, it's Westvale.
as you start circling through some of the more familiar ridges, mounds, hills, tree lines, it's not too far along before you start catching the warm, familiar sense of like freshly baked bread drifting from somewhere nearby. And then not too long after that you start seeing the torch lights, torch fires, and in the open windows of some of the buildings about Westvale.
I see nothing but black smoke.
Yeah, I see like roiling black clouds, which is pretty awesome.
I see a forest.
We failed. The goblins have already attacked.
It's too late for everyone.
And it's a fucking massive map, whatever it is.
I think we found the terror.
The terror is about
Yeah, that's interesting.
I'm gonna hit refresh and see what happens.
I'm looking for your tokens on this map.
Nope, still there.
Still looking for where your token was last on Westvale.
I don't see him. I just see Yas, Rain, Shikari, and Bree. I think it might. Last time we were here, Bantu wasn't.
Mayhaps. New Bantu.
Oh, I see it.
Bantu was shopping for house. Oh, hey, there is Westvale.
Okay.
Any good property?
That is 1.
Oh, we could
2,
totally flip a townhouse. Like we could make bank.
4, 5.
Yeah, Strev, you in on this?
Yes.
Flipping house?
As we approach
And
town,
Crow are still missing. Let me grab their token.
as we approach town, should we maybe stop outside of town and then I go into town to warn, like, maybe the blacksmith or something that we're bringing a goblin in and that
It's only one goblin. We could just bring it in, like, all together.
I'm just worried I don't want to create mass panic, and then also I don't want us to look like traitors walking with a goblin in our midst. Like, you know what I mean?
One goblin.
We'll be okay. He prisoner.
And what are they going to do? Look at this.
I mean, he's a prisoner who's walking freely with us.
It'll be fine, Shikari.
Asking out of game, but okay, sure.
All right. Yeah. I mean, if we want to look at it, Rian will, I don't know, put like a firm hand on his shoulder.
And Shikari's gonna say, "All right, Kragma, we're coming into town, and you have to know, there are a lot of people here who are going to have an instant reaction, quite like that, to when they see a goblin. They're going to be very, very afraid, and they might even be quite suspicious. So just try and be as unthreatening as possible. And actually, if you could even maybe just put your hands behind your back, and then we could, maybe tie them together." And then they could, not feel so afraid.
Like this?
He's doing it.
He's doing an impression of it.
And then she'll, secure... Where's that silk scarf onto? She'll use the scarf and tie it around his wrists.
All right. Goblin is tied by the... As the party makes their way into Westvale, there are a few shouts of a goblin upon being spotted as some of the posted guards start rushing their way forward. Seeing you guys, they start kind of slowing their roll, and seeing that he is tied up, they kind of ease their weapons back up into a more relaxed position. But there's a number of confused glances exchanged.
Yes, we're back. Yeah, it's the party hired to combat the goblins. We've brought a witness, and we'd appreciate a meeting with maybe the town mayor and the blacksmith, and we can all sit down and discuss what we've found. There might be need for some imminent reinforcements. We could need to reinforce the town, and he's been very helpful in providing information, and we'd like to sit down with them, please.
Right, well, we still ain't got much of a mayor. I can do my best to round up who I can from around town. Well, you're welcome to go knock on Boar's door yourself to talk a bit about to him. He lives just right here as he gestures to the house closest to you.
Boar, we're back!
As there's a little bit of a pause before there's a clattering. The clattering from inside of the blacksmith shop stops. There's an audible quelching of heated metal inside of a pot of water somewhere. And then a door is thrown open as a large, imposing figure is spotted once again.
Hello,
And immediately there's another arcane flash about his left eye as he surveils the party. And his eyes just kind of droop down onto the obtained goblin prisoner.
Oh, hey, Ryan, Seneca is not on the board. Sorry.
No, she's not.
Yes, sorry. I was waiting for a break in the description to ask.
You're
if I
supposed
could
to
get my time
forget
back.
Rianne, not Seneca. Come on.
There she is. She was under the token on my map. I don't know why. She is alive.
Yes.
I still have black smoke over it.
How about now?
There it is.
Give her vision. Ha ha.
Seneca, do you want to go in to join me and Yas, flip one of these houses, make a profit? She's in.
No, she's not in.
It's prime real estate.
As the town guard rushes off to go cause a little bit of commotion amongst a few people's days to get some of the more important townsfolk gathered back over here.
Yes, Blacksmith Ball, it's, we're back. we need to convene a small group. We have some dire news and I think some preparations to make. This is our friend Kragmar. He's been helpful in giving us information about Godrod and his plans.
And so, what's the means of parading him back here like this?
Well, we do want him present in case there are any further questions about information needed, and we decided this might be the best place for him to, if he can, make recompense for some of his crimes.
Ain't no recompense to be found for him here. Those people out there are frightened. Frightened people make mistakes.
That's also true. It was a bit of a split group decision whether to bring him. However, when you hear what we have to say, you might be glad he's here. You might be glad he's here because he might have even more information than he hasn't given us on the walk here. He's told us much about Godrod and what's coming for this town imminently.
Miss the days of making horseshoes. Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
I mean, truthfully, I miss the days of just fishing, but, you know.
In the meantime, Mr.
We all
Black,
have days that we miss.
could you maybe keep him somewhere secure?
I'll do what I can.
And then she's going to turn to Cragmar and say, "All right, this is our friend, Mr. Bald Blacksmith. He's going to kind of keep you in a safe place while we wait for the townspeople to convene and discuss what the information that you've given us. He's going to make sure that none of the townspeople get a chance to do anything irrational before we have a chance to talk."
Rian will, make sure that he's in a safe place, and he doesn't try to escape. So she'll stay.
Bontu's going to turn to this town guard that he's standing next to, and he's going to say,
We found some stuff that at the goblin camp. Do you know anybody in town that's been raided by the goblins recently?
Well, I mean, can't think of anybody that hasn't been affected by some of the goblin raids. Sure, some more recently than others, but everybody about here, as far as I can recall, has been misfortune by goblins at some point or another.
Is there somebody in town that, is responsible for, I don't know, being
Records
fair?
of lost items.
I mean, you could talk to Lily, the healer. She's known to offer some of her guidance.
Well, mostly we need to distribute this.
and he's going to pull back the cloak on all the loot.
Sort of a list of people who have reported items stolen. That would really help us verify the item that the person it belongs to.
Oh, I bet that
Or you
sure
could just-
would. That'd be mighty convenient. Have something
Or
like
we
that.
could find a way of just distributing this evenly amongst the townspeople.
Are you saying that we're redistributing the wealth?
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
I also remember that not all of this came from the town. A lot of this came from another raid of a caravan, and
Okay, so we should take that cut for us then. So us two, we'll get even share.
Honestly, want to? I can't anymore. I just can't.
You guys come. Yeah.
Her share if she doesn't want it. I have 3 mouths to feed back home, so whatever I can get, I'll take.
No, I'm very confused. This party seems very committed to justice one second and then kind of arbitrary about it and the next.
Hey, we're interested
Who was
in
the
justice.
who was the one that was very arbitrary just a couple hours ago?
I do.
Hey, just because we're interested in justice doesn't mean that we need a cut of that pay to be interested in justice. Justice needs to
That's
be a bit
outside of,
self-driven.
for me personally, that's outside of the situation. I
I
need to get a
don't really
home for my
care.
family.
I don't really care about justice. I care about survival and maybe just helping some people. But I'm gonna let somebody else deal with this, because, yeah. Yeah. Somebody deal with this.
Oh, is it mainly just that you don't want to carry it around anymore?
The gold and jewels and things, I just want to go to the people that need them.
Want to? Well, perhaps the blacksmith can keep an eye on that as well. I imagine he has a number of metal cages where we can put this all.
Sure. I can. How long am I watching all this for?
Well, I think we need to gather all the townspeople, have our discussion, make some decisions, and then once we get past what might be a bloody battle headed our way, we can probably figure out what to do with the rest of this.
So I'm holding on to all this till after some sort of battle you're bringing here?
I want to discuss it with everyone because I'd rather not have to say it more than once, but the information we do want to tell you is that the fight, we didn't bring it here. They were already going to attack. Gordrod has had his secret camp in the canyon this entire time, and he's gathering all of his forces in the canyon to attack Westvale.
And you think this is it?
I think it's time. I think it's now. And that's why we've come back to help and reinforce and fight.
But we did take out the tower to that way.
Well, you're welcome. You're welcome to park your wagons wherever you need fit. If you've got some errands to run, I can see to whatever utilities you've got left here. This goblin's safe under my watch. I'll do what I can to finish off the last few pieces I got working. Sounds like we're gonna need them.
Oh, hey, I used that blade ward thing. It worked really well.
That's what I've been trying to tell y'all.
Use the shit I gave
Oh,
you.
I used your laces as well, boy. They were quite speedy. Thank you.
You looked a little bit worse for wear. I didn't want to say nothing. Like maybe you were traveling a little bit faster than you were able to handle.
God, why didn't you say my hair was messed up this morning? I couldn't tell.
We're looking a bit road worn. I think you look lovely in any light.
Thank you, sweetheart. Boy, it's been a wonderful time seeing you again. I need to go see Vora and my daughter-in-law, so that way we can rally some forces just in case these goblins decide to attack in the meantime.
Well, me thirsty from road. Me gonna go get drink. Seneca, you wanna come?
No, oh my gosh.
Are you a little parched?
No, I suppose I should. Sorry, I'm still trying to get my bearing.
That's all right, sweetheart. If you want, you can come with me and you can meet my family. Anybody else is welcome as well.
Mistress.
I give my best to your family, but I think I'm going to go spend some time with Kobak. It's been quite a while since I've seen him. But yes, tell them I send all my best.
I will.
Sorry, I interrupted someone.
No, that's fine. Mistress, I have the bath ready at the inn. Your room is ready as well.
She's in the kitchen.
Wait, she's already there?
Well, she usually is. She's quite hungry.
I was quite hungry after all of the journeys. I'm sorry I couldn't wait, but yes, I'm really looking forward to a bath. It's been really gross sleeping on the ground so much.
Well, I once again have your room prepared, so no worries there, mistress.
I will head that way.
I know he's not back yet, but I do want to talk to Yas just for like a minute.
Well, good. You can drag him over to my place, and you all can hang out.
So who's going to Bree's house? Nobody. Okay, got it.
All right, sweet. By
Not
myself.
Breeze, Taco.
Bantu is going to the Tipsy Tankard.
Shikari is going to Kobak.
Cool.
I'm technically heading to the Tipsy Tankard because that's where my room is. So maybe I'll stop for a drink first, but mostly for the bath.
Yeah, and EO is in
Not
full on
wine.
butler mode.
EO's with the crow. Yastrev is.
Is Crow prissy enough that she wouldn't sit in a bar having a drink being all disgusting? Genuinely curious. Amanda.
She might have to get cleaned up first.
Because I'm like, how much of a princess is she?
Should put down
She
an
is
L.
all of a
Also-
princess.
Also, if she has a drink, then the water's just gonna get cold. So she doesn't want EO's hard work to go for waste. So she'll probably go for a bath first.
And EO will make sure to bring you a cup of wine.
Aww.
Oh, yes.
That's why you're my favorite.
What was the name of bartender? Me forgot.
The bartender at the Tipsy Tankard is. Oh, you moved your token right on top of it. Barton Stonehand.
There's nothing on my screen.
Oh, yeah, Barden.
Bantu gonna do something after Yastrev and Rian have conversation. Because I just heard Jeremy come back.
I am back.
Jeremy's back.
Seneca, what did you want to do in Westvale?
Well, for a question first, like,
Yeah.
what exactly is like the state of this town? Like, is it rather well put together? Is it kind of shabby?
It's
Does it look
very
like it
shabby.
could fall over with a strong gust of wind?
Like, if the goblins push too hard, this place isn't going to be able to bounce back. Kind of shabby. Like, it's very rough and tumble, still very much held together, like on the verge of just collapsing from itself. And everybody's on edge with all the goblins that have started to gather up in the woods nearby. So, like, when hunting starts running dry, when water gets poisoned, people are just tense.
Is it the kind of thing where in the wasteland there hasn't really been time or an environment where towns have been able to even start to gain a foothold, and this one has barely begun to, and now all of this shit's going down?
Very much that.
Okay.
Like, they're trying their darndest to start a township here, but it's just the world is not very favorable to them.
Okay.
An apothecary, a hunting lodge, a baker, a healer's lounge, and the Tipsy Tankard, and then in the back.
Okay.
And Bree's house.
Well, so, if a goblin army is supposed to be coming here, Lydica, her name's not Stonebender for nothing. Would like to help try to reinforce things to make them sturdier.
All right. Gonna help fortify the town a little bit.
Yeah, she is proficient in carpenter's tools, mason's, smith's, and smith's tools.
Whoa.
So,
Yeah.
You got all the tools.
she has the crafter feat.
Nice. Do you have any skills in particular that you would like to roll associated with that feat?
Huh. I never thought about what would be associated with it. I suppose. Maybe sleight of hand?
I'm good with that. Help, like, reinforce, brace things up.
Yeah.
Are we gonna actually sit down with the town?
Nat
and, like,
20.
Yes,
Put it
you
on
guys
the board.
scattered
Some
across
kind
the
of nat
town
20.
after telling the guard to go bring everybody.
Let's fucking go.
Right,
Come on,
so everybody's
Samara.
up to their
Is that
errands
the
and
first one of the night?
early.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Sure.
I'm just making sure that wasn't like just
Free hugs.
I'm over here looking at schmutty art. That's all.
Oh.
It's Brie art. You won't get
Sorry,
to
you looking at your family photos again?
Yeah, look at.
Oh.
Ouch, bed.
Yeah, Nat
Because
20
you
for
always start
Look, I was
bolstering
trying to
up
prompt
some of
someone to get
the-
your kids back up there, just
I
so I can
know,
hear Ned's reaction
Nobody wants to
again.
come see the family.
Sorry, what?
Seneca's able to help repair some of the fence line, as it's just kind of like long sticks stacked up, and so in places where they were fallen down or knocked over or broken or split, you can start repairing some of that to prevent wild animals from wandering in and getting a little bit of a sort of perimeter for the town.
But yeah, she'll just help out however she can, as someone who also, had their village destroyed at one point.
Cool.
From the stables, can Shikari see Seneca like going about and doing work and stuff?
Absolutely.
She is very impressed.
You can impress as a free action.
Thank you so much.
I believe Rienne was approaching Yastrev with Cragmon nearby. Question mark?
Yes, trip.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Smith, right?
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought it was inside the building.
That's what I
Is
double checked.
Yas muted?
That they are want to do the
No.
healer.
I'm still
Where's the
asking.
goblin?
Okay. So no, he's not inside?
What? No, I'm not muted.
What?
Yes. Well,
I'm
was-
very confused.
It's Schrodinger's goblin right now.
He's inside, he's outside, he's a particle somewhere, but we know he's here. That's
He is
the
both
important-
alive and dead. Okay. Anyway.
Yostrev, hey, I'm wondering, did I do the right thing by keeping him alive? It didn't seem right to kill him like that, because he just wasn't, he wasn't a threat at that time. And yes, goblins are different from a lot of morals, but I don't know, did I do the right thing?
I believe your gut will lead you down a good path.
It's not really an answer. No. Okay. Okay. It just it didn't feel right, and it just I don't know, but okay. I feel more confident in my decision.
You did the right thing.
Okay, thank you. I needed that right now.
You're doing good.
Okay.
But now you're responsible for him. So
Yeah.
you need to be ever more vigilant.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm going to be here. If you're going to the inn, can you? I don't know. They have those like the potato things that are very thin and everything.
The chips.
Kind of. It's kind of like a hash
Hash-
potatoes, if you will.
Hash browns?
Oh wait, they're called hash brown. I thought. Oh, okay, well my wires were crushed. Yes, hash browns.
Well, maybe they call something different in Fishtown.
I
Maybe these are happy potatoes,
The fish town doesn't have potatoes.
They
Really,
can be
really happy
chips.
Made with fish.
Fish and chips.
Actually, but I'm going to reverse that. If you could just ask the innkeeper, because last time I was in there, I was there for 3 hours and I couldn't get anyone's attention, and I'm wondering if they have this thing like there are potatoes and like some fish. We call it fish and potatoes. If you could, see if that were to happen, because last time I was in there, no one really saw me.
Next time, try flashing a little bit of coin. It goes a long way.
I would assume, yes.
It's just a bit odd, in my village. Well, I mean, people still didn't see me, but it's different out here.
It's a good trait. You shouldn't see it as something negative.
I would assume, yes. Okay, well, thank you. I'm going to hang around here, make sure the goblin doesn't get up to anything weird. Being responsible. Yes.
Can you check on Torrent for me while I get us meals?
Who the hell
Uh,
is? Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yep. No problem. Yes. I've been talking to Torrent. I don't know if he responds, but he's a really good ox horse.
I don't know what he is. He is a mule with horns. I love him.
He's a Huel.
I like mule with horns better. I'm going to go grab the meal now.
All right. I'm going to go look after the goblin and the Torrent. That's just his species name. Torrent. Torrent. He's a torrent.
Cool. As Yastrev starts making his way away, he passes right by where Shikari's with Kobak. Anything in particular you want to do with Kobak?
Oh, I'm just talking to him. Oh,
Ruffling the feathers.
I missed you so much. I'm so glad to see you. Have you been eating enough? I suppose I could give you a third lunch. Why not? And then who's walking by? Is it Yastrev?
Yastrev.
Oh, bye, Yastrev. How's Torrent doing? All right.
He's doing good. A little shooken up. It's been a eventful couple of days, but nothing he hasn't seen before. How is your callback?
Kobak is well rested. If you'd like, next time out, if we go on another adventure as a group, I'm happy to bring Kobak. You could leave Torrent, or we could trade off so that Torrent's not bearing the brunt of the labor.
I think he would.
Felt a little left behind.
I think he would enjoy that very much. A little vacation with Boar.
And who knows? Maybe they might be friends.
I think Tort likes the blacksmith more than me, but the blacksmith just has him haul ore. I have him go across great distances and fight terrible creatures.
A little braver with your friend than I am. I tend to be a little overprotective of Kobak, but I suppose, if Torrent can handle it, I think they can handle it together.
I think he is a very good bird and he can handle himself in the wilderness.
He a good bird, very good indeed. Well, I'll see you for the town meeting then. See you later.
I'll see you. Sorry.
Oh God.
That hit went wrong. I will.
Farewells were given.
I will see you
The most
later. I am grabbing potato stew. Would you like some? Or hash browns? Or
That's delicious.
all right, I will grab you one as well.
Thank you. What a friend.
Right. Meanwhile, Briarios has made it back home to Vora and Nalia. As you make your way back inside of your homestead, they look to be in the midst of Nalia is sat at one end of the room reading some volume of a book. Meanwhile, Vora is punching wildly into some sort of a makeshift punching bag that she's thrown together herself, consisting mostly of her own laundry.
Nice. That's my girls. Alia, Vora, I'm back.
With that, Valia immediately kind of like stops punching at her laundry, excitedly leaps up and sprints across the room to embrace you in a big old warm hug. Nalia
jump up
finishes
into her
the
arms.
page that she's on before setting her book aside.
I've got some big news, Nalia. There's an impending attack on Westvale from the goblins.
Yeah. From the sounds of it, things aren't going to be getting better anytime soon. You're
Sassy teenager.
Yeah,
Kaylin was talking about how we're probably going to have to evacuate the whole town. Like, there's hundreds of goblins on the move.
well, I think we killed about 100 goblins. It's pretty close to that. When we went northeast from the farm, from the windmill.
No, Kaylin's talking about goblins from the south. She was on a patrol to the southwest, and she said that the goblins there were on the move. And there was at least 80 of them that were meeting up with another troop of about 60 some odd. I don't know what's got them up in a stir, but if they're all leaving from all their individual little homes and hovels, can't spell out good news for Westvale.
No, it's not good news, and the attack is imminent. And quite frankly, Nalia, we can't leave the town. There's nowhere else to go. We have to protect it, and that's why I'm coming to you. I know you've been itching for a fight.
You see, like, with that word in particular, like, she drops the attitude a little bit and kind of perks up like she's actually paying attention now to what you have to say.
I am in need of you and Vora to step up and lead these townfolk into defending our town. I'm going to take our group, as ragtag as they are efficient in combat. We are going to go and be the spearhead, and I need you to protect our town. So that way we have a place to live. I am not running anymore. Now, are you going to step up and help or not?
I suppose I can see what I could do about, for keeping Vora's sake.
I know she's young, but she's a fighter at heart, just like her father. And I know that you can take care of yourself, Nalia. But I need you too to make sure to protect as many of these townfolk as possible when the worst comes to happen.
Promise I'll keep Vora close, but I'll do what I can to help anybody else nearby.
That's all that I ask.
But if the goblins are coming here, that means you're sticking around, right?
I want to lead. I'm going to lead my party out and try to whittle down their forces as much as possible, so that way it's not an entire wave of goblins. And quite frankly, Nalia, they have been experimenting on boars with troll's blood. So it's not just going to be goblins. It's going to be goblins and siege animals. So make sure that we're prepared with fire, and if we can get some apothecaries with acid, make sure that they're prepared as well.
Find acid.
Got one job.
I lost you a bit there, Ryan.
Where the hell are we supposed to find acid?
I don't know. Is there any a bit of that nasty brackish water that we were drinking or purifying? Maybe that's got some acid in it. I don't know.
Now's not the time for jokes. This is serious, all right? This could mean the lives of everybody in this town.
I know, Nolly. I'm only as good as I am at protecting people and hitting things with a big sword. I don't know what else we can do, but I know that
well, then you look
are
me
smart
dead
enough.
in the eyes right now, and I want you to speak true to me. I want you to tell me how bad it is out there. That last escapade? I want to know exactly what happened. Why it was safe enough for you to head out to that tower when Kaylin deemed that tower was overrun and infested with goblins. You keep going out there like you're chasing after something. I'm terrified you're not coming back. If there's hundreds of goblins that are on their way here, the way I see it, your safest spot is here by our side, fighting for Westvale.
You're not wrong, Nalia. You're not. And Kalian's right as well. It is extremely dangerous out there, and you're not the only ones that I'm trying to protect now. The town is growing every day, and there are people that are trying to actively make it safer by traveling out, and I need to make sure that they succeed in their tasks. I'm not trying to throw myself into danger recklessly and be some kind of hero like Aram. I'm not sacrificing myself. But I am doing what I can to make sure that the threats don't get to the town, and the threats that do get to the town are as small as possible. I do need to be here with you, but I also have to make sure that I do what I can to minimize the threat to you two. That's the most important thing for me. Yas just pricked into my head. I don't know a whole lot about acid, but there are a couple of scientists at the windmill, the farm to the northwest, northeast. They might be able to concoct at least a couple of things to help, at least with the boars.
Do you want me to run out to some farm, talk to a couple of scientists about acid?
Bree is going to reach out, grab her forearms, Nalia's forearms. I want you to be the leader that Aram was. I have to go be a soldier, but I need you to be a leader. I know you have the capability, and I know that you can be the hero that this family needs. I need you to do that. Quit condescending me, quit quipping back at me with your smart comments, and lady up and be the hero that we need you to be. Step up, be the leader. I can't do it myself.
Well, then why don't you look after Vora for a change? And she's going to just kind of storm out of there to head out to the farm.
Children.
Kids, am I right?
Bree looks up to Vora. I'm sorry you had to see that, sweetheart.
Like, she looks like there's an awkward pause before she's quick to bring your attention to whatever one of her latest projects was that she's been working on elsewhere in the house.
Yeah, we'll distract the child. Let's go figure out what Legos she's playing with.
Meanwhile, back at the Tipsy Tankard, there are a number of people
Tipping their tankards.
tipping their tankards indeed. So Bantu, Yobendra, Crow, and eventually Yastrev make their way in, and a familiar kind of greeting is given by Barden from behind the bar as he welcomes everybody into the Tipsy Tankard.
Barden, we have victory. Tradition says we must drink.
Oh, then I suspect you'll be wanting rounds for everybody. Sounds like a celebration of life if I've ever heard it.
Bantu looks around the bar. Is there anyone else in here?
There's like 5 or 6 other people around at this tavern. None of them don't really look to be paying you much mind at all.
He slaps a gold piece on the bar and he says,
"Drinks for everyone."
He looks a little bit excited about this, but he's keeping his cool. Like he's got to play this right. And he's going to start filling a few steins for everybody inside of the Tipsy Tankard. The mood is almost immediately lifted inside of this place.
And Bantu will sing a traditional orc victory song.
What does that sound like?
Sweet, sweet, sweet victory. Yeah. It was us against the goblins.
Classic tale.
That serene melody.
It's about that time that Yastrev comes through the front doors. Yastrev, you can see Bantu just sort of singing his heart out. Everybody at the tavern looks to be paying him a little bit more mind with full beverages in hand. And Yobendra and Crow can be seen towards the back of the tavern space.
Yes, come have a drink with me. We drink to victory.
I will have a drink with you in a moment, but for right now, I'm grabbing food for people. And he's gonna walk up to Barden.
Good to see you're surviving the wildlands out there.
Every day. Oh, I need.
Supposing your throat's running dry with all that death and disaster going on out there in the world.
Yes, I need a couple of meals built up to go, please.
Couple of loaves of bread to go along with it.
I need food for 4 people.
Right. Well, it's called a fair 5 silver apiece.
Okay. What if we make it 30 and you throw in some drinks with it as well?
Can absolutely make that happen, friend.
All right, deal. And I'm gonna shake on it.
Are these friends of yours going to be joining us then?
Maybe I'll invite them as I
You'll-
deliver the food and drink.
Well, feel free to let them know that we've got far uglier folk in here than whatever they might be blessed with.
You know, Barden, me actually grabbing food for people and bringing it to them, this would be a great business venture, now that I think of it.
Understand how I'm supposed to make any sort of profit off of that.
No, we just charge extra for having it delivered. Never mind. It would never work. People would never pay that much to have food delivered to their house.
DoorDash.
And
What's
also
to stop you from just taking a couple of bites of the loaf of bread on the way?
There'd be a review system. We'd have someone go around asking how it went.
Sounds like far more trouble than it's worth.
You're right.
Maybe in a bigger town.
Here's the 5 silver.
That was a piece. I thought we talked 30.
I'm sorry. I forgot. Here's the other 25.
A fine footworker you got going there, friend. I see I'm going to have to be keeping a closer eye on you as the evening drags on.
I'm just tired today. I feel a little older.
It was a hell of a fight, Barden. You should have seen it. He cut an ogre in half. Yastrev is a mighty warrior.
Out by the farmhouse. Pretty impressive stuff, no doubt.
Well, thank you. He exaggerates. I just slit its throat. But still, it died.
I don't think it would take me more than but one finger to count how many folk in this establishment I could name that have slain an ogre with their own hands. So I think the next round has been earned, fine Yastrev. It's been a pleasure keeping you in the company of Westvale, sir. You should most definitely be sticking around with spreading rumors be true.
The man, the myth, the legend, Yastrev!
I'll be back, gentlemen. I'm going to deliver this, and then I would like that round.
Be seeing ya.
And then Yastrev is going to go deliver the food to Shikari and Rianne, one for Cragmaw, and then the 4th one he's going to walk over to hand to Seneca.
How do each of you review his delivery service? And do you tip?
I
Five stars.
give a rating between 1 and 5 stars.
How much did it cost you? I'm happy to pay you back.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm just happy to make new friends.
So kind of you. You know what? Next time, it's on me, friend.
Yeah, the money I have trouble with. We used to go by Canum, and gold didn't go as well, so I think I donated more gold than I've ever held. But yes, I'm going to go give some to the new girl. She's had
Kind
a
of, it's a
rough day.
fascinating system of currency. I can see how gold might seem a bit paltry when compared to virtuous acts. But yes, I'll see you back for the town meeting.
Kinum. I had forgotten that word. Thank you.
Yeah, indeed, it should be a book.
I got through the Mirabelle book. It was mostly about the Empire. I haven't touched the other ones yet. Thank you again for letting me read them.
Oh, absolutely. Always happy to share a book with a friend.
Pleasant meal.
See you back for the meeting.
At least someone had a pleasant meal.
What was that? What was that?
Shut up, Dahlia. You're away.
I still have ears.
Damn that girl. She's so good.
So what are Eobendra and Crow getting up to in this time?
Just the typical things. EO gets the bathing, basin set up and strings up the, some towels so that Crow has privacy, and he goes down, fetches wine, brings it back, and they just sort of, talk about the adventures they've been having and how they can do a better job of not getting themselves in the middle of things quite so often.
What's the vibe when EO watches Crow bathe? Is it at all sexual? Is there any spark in his eyes, or is it more just literally
He doesn't watch her bathe.
Oh, okay. So he's got his back turned the whole time. So he doesn't.
He puts up sheets.
Yeah, he puts up a screen.
Okay, so you talk through the screen.
Yeah, and no, EO very much looks at Crow like a daughter.
Okay, I see.
Oh, protect her modesty.
So he respects her privacy as his princess, but also just generally would never even if he did see her naked, there would be nothing there.
Correct.
Okay, good to know.
Shikari,
Put on
what are
a
you
towel,
doing?
woman.
Cool. So as it starts getting a little bit later in the day, people start to arrive out by the blacksmith. One of the first to stumble across from the tavern is none other than Westvale's local drunk old man Natterjack himself. Comes stumbling around. I just closed his sheet.
Oh,
Is his
no.
name Natterjack?
Natterjack, the hermit.
Natterjack.
It's believed that he lives in seclusion somewhere in the nearby woods because he doesn't take up residence inside of any one of the homes in particular. He starts rambling towards Rien and Shikari, but you get the feeling he might be addressing Kobak and Torrent with equal admiration, as he's just kind of got this glossy-eyed look over him as he's regaling this tale about the goblins that he spotted, raiding some sort of a caravan party firsthand. How it's become increasingly withdrawn and paranoid here in town, and he's convinced that the goblins are probably going to target him next.
Hello, sir. Where did all the people from the caravan go? Did they all die?
Best I can understand it is nobody escaped the goblins, but the goblins got all of their stuff. So I guess it depends on their beliefs as to where they ended up.
No survivors. Oh, that's tragic. I'm sorry you had to see that.
Awfully terrible stuff it is. Awfully terrible, one of the few things that helps me get through it these days is just a small little sip of a drink, and a small little drinky poo is all we really need, and every bit of a donation really helps and counts.
Shikari will hand over, I don't know what kind of drink that I was brought, but I'm assuming it's some sort of an ale in a cup.
Here you are, sir. You can use this more than I can.
Oh, blessings upon you, wee little dragon child. You're wonderful.
And the goblins who you saw, I suppose you saw them take off toward the south, toward the tower?
I don't know of any tower to the south.
Which direction was the tower?
Towers.
And he points up to the northeast.
That's where they went.
The tower you're coming back from?
That makes sense. All right. Well, thank you so much, sir. It was lovely talking to you.
It's not going to be so lovely here soon enough. Word has it that soon it's going to be overrun with gobos. Poor chance it all is we gave Westvale our best shot, we did.
Well, we're here to try and help with that.
Bound to happen, though. Bound to happen. You might be well in all his sayings is it should make it easier for the tavern folk if we could just convince him to give us all of his drinky poos, so it's less weight to carry out of the town.
And as he's continuing to just ramble on, a few other folks continue wandering up. You get Lily the healer, Mary Tumblebelly the baker, Anya the apothecary, as well as Jasper the young hunter.
Shikari's gonna be walking around talking to everybody and getting to know them.
The impression you get from Jasper is that he's a young and inexperienced hunter. He lost his father to a goblin raid. He's consumed by a burning desire for revenge. He's eager to join the town's hunting parties and strike back up against any goblins that they encounter. Mary Tumblebelly, the baker, he shares that flour shipments from some of the neighboring farms have been disrupted by recent goblin raids, that his supplies are starting to dwindle a little bit, forcing him to ration some of the bread and pastries, causing bits of hardship for some of the other townsfolk. And sorry, there's Lily. Where's my note about Lily? She's a person that exists. Yes. Lily has been treating some of the wounded that have been affected by the recent goblin raids, and she's seen horrific injuries firsthand, is struggling to cope with the trauma herself, and her own supply of healing herbs is starting to dwindle. She fears she won't be able to help everyone who needs her if the goblins do decide to attack Westvale, because as ever vigilant in her duty to heal the townsfolk as she has been, tirelessly working to treat the wounded, she is running low on her reserves of Moonbloom. Shikari, you are aware that is a rare and potent herb with restorative properties that is known to bloom under the light of the full moon. Or
the blistered moon.
a delicate flower that blooms only under the light of the pale moon.
Okay.
Not necessarily the
full moon itself.
Not the full moon, yes. But it's a crucial ingredient for her most potent of healing salves.
Okay. Do we have time to talk? Or we
Sure.
don't have to. I'd love to chat.
That's kind of like the rough overview of what everyone has. If you want to further inquire about anything, you can.
Have I seen any in our travels nearby? Any Moonbloom?
Moonbloom, roll me a nature check.
It's a 12.
No, you have not come across any.
Yes, that's rare indeed. I'd be happy to help you find it and look for it as healing is something I myself am interested in, especially with ingredients. Horrific that you've had to run through your store so quickly.
It's a terrible tragedy. I'm afraid that it continues to dwindle like this, then we'll be forced to have to abandon this quaint little town.
Good to have you here as part of the fight.
I wouldn't consider myself much of a fighter.
Neither would I. I'm more of a healer. I tend to hide behind my bigger friends. They should be here imminently.
Mm-hmm.
Bantu will come back for town meeting, bringing drinks.
Bria
He's
Shaw
got one in each.
town meeting.
He's got one in each hand.
One of each what?
A drink.
A bottle, a cup, a barrel?
I don't know, whatever he
Nearly
let
a
me walk
barrel.
out with.
A water.
Nice.
Does he at least get a lemon in it?
What's a lemon?
Oh,
Ew.
It comes in pints.
Yeah. So yeah, Bantu has a pint in each hand.
What a good day for a hobbit. I mean, oh my god, they come in pints.
Bantu makes his way over to the gathering collection of townsfolk.
Shikari, are you leading this meeting?
See you, Silverish. I do leading you all. I thought the town could lead it, and they could we could just deliver our information to them, and they could decide the best path forward.
Oh. Hey, Lily, who kind of like mayor of leader of town? Like, who in charge? Who chief?
I mean, we don't necessarily have any sort of individual mayor folk. Anyone of importance kind of gathered here. There's Bor the blacksmith that everyone sort of looks up to. Otherwise, there's Clifton, the head guardsman.
Oh, that's perfect. We're Clifton.
I'm sure he's out on patrol right now.
Damn. Bor not really want to talk. Okay. Okay, everyone, listen up. This group of adventurers that... Hey, do we have a name?
One who's choosing to be is here.
We do not. I don't think we can.
I propose the Boring Company.
I hate that so much.
Rian's been here the entire time.
Oh, hello, Rian.
She never left.
Anyways, me and my friends went and took care of Goblin Tower up north, and we were able to bring back some spoils that we wanted to evenly kind of distribute to the people of the town so that we can,
If I may, not to interrupt, but is maybe the impending horde of death more important than discussing divvying up these gold coins?
I'm gonna do that. So there'll be money to pay for the fortifications against impending goblin horde from south that is building in Canyon. There, how is that?
I liked it.
Coming, I believe that you all hired us, if you recall, to go out and find out what we could and defeat as many of the goblins as we could, as they've been harassing the town. What we have found is that Godrod is indeed leading them. He has indeed been calling those shots, and a tower to the north that was overrun with goblins. We killed the goblins there. However, in the process of that fight, they signaled to Godrod that the tower had been lost. Godrod then had told all of his minions that that signal would mean that they would all convene in the canyon to the south of Westvale. They're all convening there now. I believe I don't know if anybody has seen any roving bands of goblins heading in that direction. We believe that's where they're going, and we believe their next stop after that is going to be here.
The halfling Jasper, the young hunter, steps forward saying, we were on patrol not too long ago with Kaelin. We spotted goblins stirring about in larger numbers than usual down to the south. They seem to be flowing the stream of the river.
How many goblins would you say were in that group?
We spotted at least 80 in the group that we were tracking.
Okay, anybody else seen any groups and have any estimates to add?
There's somebody that pitches in that they caught at least a group of 60 in their patrol, and there's another chime out of another 60 from over there. Like all in all, like people start shouting out like about hundreds of goblins that have been spotted.
Well over 200.
Well over 200.
Could it be approaching 1,000?
You don't think so?
All right. So it seems you've got hundreds of goblins gathering to the south. You all live here. It's your decision what we do. We're willing to help. We're willing to fight. But it would be quite the fight. We ourselves have killed dozens of goblins in fights, but we've come away, I'm not going to lie, with significant injuries. Many of us barely with our lives. So it's definitely a conversation that you all need to have as the people who would be defending your town, because we couldn't do it on our own. And that's what we wanted to tell you. That's the intelligence we have. Those are the consequences of what has been done. And that is a decision for you all to make. Whether we stay and fight or whether we flee.
Shikari drops the microphone.
We'll just sort of step back, yeah.
Like there's a little bit of a hushed murmur around some of the gathered townsfolk.
And right about then, Eo and Crow walk up.
Fashionably late.
Is everyone here for this conversation?
Yeah, they said they wanted to be 10 minutes late.
Oh, okay. All right. Specifically, got it.
It's just our style.
That makes sense.
Vora pulls at Bree's arm, says, So what do you think we should do? Should we just like get out of here? Should we just start packing our things? Try our luck elsewhere?
Did you lie to me?
No, sweetheart. This is the last place to run. Anything north of here is undead, and they're gonna tear us to all manner of nothingness.
What are we supposed to do against hundreds of goblins, though?
I've seen the way you punch your laundry. I think between you and I think we could take out a couple hundred ourselves.
Well, right. I wasn't concerned about the likes of us, but if we take out a couple dozen ourselves, I don't think everyone else is going to be able to pull our weight like we can.
Wow.
It's not fair to ask everybody else to be able to slay a few dozen just because we're capable.
You're not wrong, but I don't see another way. We don't have anywhere to go. Going to the north, it's just as dangerous as staying where we're at. At a certain point, we have to make a stand and do what we can, try to survive. You must be brave, Vora. Brave for all of them. If you start showing fear now, more will die.
Last thing. Not to alarm you folks, but a lot of this intelligence has come to us by way of a very key informant. A goblin himself. And he's here with us. We could bring him out now, and we could ask him how much time we have for reinforcements and things like that. He has been helpful, and he has been truthful. And frankly, I was not one of his biggest supporters in the beginning, but with the help of Rianne and some of the other members of the party, we've decided that he's actually been quite valuable.
And we wouldn't know what we know now if it hadn't been for him. So we can bring him out and we can ask him, how much time have we got for reinforcements? Was Godrot planning on attacking imminently? But if I bring him out and everybody is hostile, he is not going to speak. So it's up to you all.
Yeah.
And I could just ask him and then pass the message along, you know.
Mumbled whisper of like, okay, all right, well, we can behave ourselves. What's he gonna say? What does he know about God? Then it starts to like stir up a little bit before they calm back down.
Brienne, would you mind going and getting our friend?
Yes.
Rian will get Cragmaw, bring him up to the front, and
Brienne, you go to the blacksmith's door and like it's locked.
What that goblin do? No!
Excuse me. Hold on. 1 minute.
You watching him? Where's Boar?
Rian's going to go to the back and try to climb into a window. She's still. No, Ryan. No.
What?
No, don't give me bad news, Ryan. Do not give me bad news.
Climb in through the window. Roll me a perception check.
Oh fuck. Yep. No, it's.
I was seeing this coming.
You don't know that. 15.
15. You climb in through the window and you see a large figure looming in one of the corners. As you dart around the corner, you spot that Boar the Butcher is just sat there, just like huddled up in the corner, and like a just stream of tears is just like washing down his face. And about like 15 feet away from him, you can see Cragmaw lying there with his head just twisted completely around.
Okay. Okay. What happened? What? What happened? What happened? Hey. She's going to get real close to Boar. Can you please tell me what happened, please?
He, like, you say this the first few times, and he doesn't even seem to acknowledge that anyone else is in the room with him.
No, that's not unusual for Rihanna.
Not till you like come over and make like physical contact that it like stirs him from whatever he's going through right there, and like he like blinks, wipes his face as best he can. Oh, like meets your gaze. Rihan, it takes a moment to collect himself. The little guy tried to get out. He was free from the manacles before I knew it. He was on me, and he was scratching for the window. I didn't have much of a choice.
Okay.
There's plenty of weapons within his reach here, and he was quick to go for a number of them.
Does he look injured?
Go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. Can it be acrobatics?
19.
19.
Do a backflip. If Rachel does a backflip, I'll allow it to be acrobatics.
Okay. Oh no wait.
If
Never mind,
Rachel
19.
if
Yeah,
Rachel
I know.
does a backflip.
19.
19. It looks as though like there are a number of large bruising wounds that corroborate with like being grappled, and then like the strong marks of him being like strangled around the neck and the breaking of the neck.
Wait, the goblin or
The goblin. There's a couple of scratches along Boar's arm, a slice about his thigh. There's a dagger on the floor with a couple of droplets of blood. One of his daggers. Boar's daggers.
Who locked the
Oh,
door?
okay. Why did you lock the door? Wait.
You told me to keep an eye on him. I didn't want anybody coming in through the front if I was supposed to be keeping an eye on him.
No. It's fine. It's fine. It's just it was my responsibility. And then someone almost got. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. We'll just say that he's sick. No one has to know. Okay. I'm just going to step outside. Here. I don't know what to get you. Have some. Have a ration, and she'll give him a ration, and she'll step outside.
Yeah, was our friend.
There's a crowd of anxious eyes, all looking upon Rienne. What you feel like might be the first time you've ever captured this many people's attention simultaneously.
Yes.
They are all definitely looking at you, singularly.
Yeah. The goblin is sick. He doesn't know the information, unfortunately. Wasn't really privy to it.
All right. So moving on. I'm not sure how much time we have, but if you decide we're going to stay, what do you all think would be the best modes of reinforcement for the town?
Ooh. What do you mean he doesn't have the answers? Well, if he's sick, get him out here.
No.
Reinforcing, like putting boards over windows and stuff?
He doesn't know.
We could create some sort of pikes around town, beat some of them back. A few traps, perhaps. Any skilled hunters who can lay some good traps that might deter our friends or maim them enough to incapacitate them around the town as they come closer. We've got an armory
Honestly,
here.
digging some ditches is probably our best bet, and then putting up the dirt on the other side, kind of like a wall.
There we go. Now we're cooking with some ideas. Anybody else?
Maybe we could dig some trenches or something?
That sounds fantastic.
Pit traps?
Pit traps, sharpened stakes.
What if we had like a rope and like threw it over a tree branch, and then whenever they walked through the rope, we could like pull it up?
That man's a genius. That could work.
Jasper, you're a hunter, correct?
Yeah, that was my idea.
So I think you should be in charge of laying traps all around the town, and anybody who wants to be on Jasper's team, go for it. We also have Seneca here. I'm not sure if you want to be part of the fight because you don't really know any of us, but if you're willing to be part of it, perhaps you could. I believe you said something about carpentry. Perhaps you could help. Put some stakes and things around town. That would make it difficult terrain to run through and in.
I could definitely do that. I may not know any of you folks, but I can. I'm not going to let a whole bunch of people just get slaughtered.
Seneca Stonebender, the hero.
Anybody else wants to help with that? Go with her. What else have we got? We've got weapons. Who wants to start drilling and making sure that we're ready to fight with the weapons we've got? And we'd like a team of archers, preferably, and a team of melee attackers. I'm happy to lead the archers unless anybody else is.
I will most certainly be with any kind of melee fighters that are happening.
Excellent. So we've got archers here, melee fighters there. Whenever Blacksmith Boar is feeling up to coming out, perhaps he can distribute weapons.
Now,
Ryan, can you maybe go talk to him one more time, see if he can come out?
Rianne is in the blacksmith thing.
Oh, damn.
I thought she came out to talk to us.
She did, and then immediately when people forgot about her, which was
Oh, jeepers.
immediately,
You're projecting, Rachel. Stop it.
Oh, sorry. She immediately slinked back in.
So you're already in there. All right. Anyway.
I'm already in there. Sorry, was I yelling?
You're good.
Okay.
Trappists, ranged, and melee groups.
Don't forget the ditch diggers and reinforcers.
Cool.
we should probably organize scouting parties too, Shikari.
That's an excellent idea. I figure the town guard is best positioned to already be doing that job. I'd love for, what's his name, Clifton, the head guardsman, to have been here so we could have gotten the recent report. But once he comes back, we'll get that information. In the meantime, I think his troops are best positioned to continue doing the patrols they're already doing.
Well, they should stay near the town, but I think we should go out down south towards the canyon.
I think we should scout out what that camp looks like.
Well, yeah, because we would then know when they're actually on the move. Instead of just waiting for them to get to us, we could be a little more proactive.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm going to be here leading the ranged fighters. Could you maybe help with that? The scouting party that gives us information on when the army's on the move.
Yeah, I can figure that out.
Excellent. Great idea. You're brilliant, you.
Well, when it comes to raiding, that's one thing I know. Let me go talk to Boar. Knock, knock, knock.
Rian, did you lock the door behind you? I guess I need to ask.
Yeah, she'd lock it.
Okay.
But do knock on door. Hello? Did I come in?
Is everyone decent?
Nope. Is everyone alive?
Hello?
Oh, is Boar catatonic?
Boar's not doing so hot right now.
Fuck. It's fine. You know what? Go help. Everything is fine. Can Rian do a medicine check? Make sure he's okay. I don't know. Try to really mend this situation.
I would like to insight check.
Well,
It doesn't
Rian,
seem like everything okay.
Rian, shoot me a deception check for Bantu, and then you can give me a medicine check for, I don't know, for Boar?
Okay, I have a 14 for medicine, and let's see what my -3 is going to come up with. That is a 5.
So I beat you by 15.
I mean, I lost by a hair.
Bantu, something is wrong in that blacksmith.
Can you just go get yes, yeah.
He's standing right next to me. Can you just let us in?
He's here.
Can Yas is Yas the only one who is there?
Rian, is this wait. I know how to do this. If
more and more people are starting to kind of cluster around the door as the more noises attracting more people of interest.
Bantu's gonna turn around and very quietly say,
I think we might have a hostage situation. Rian, if you need help, say Yastrev.
Rian's going to open the door and just grab the both of them and shove them in and close the door quickly.
Perfect.
Okay, so yes, I made the mistake. Yes, that is true. I'm very new at this, and I'm trying to make sure that he's good.
Who's good? Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Like you look behind Rien and you can see Boar is just like a river of tears streaming down his face. He's got like snot bubbling up around his top mustache. It's not looking good. And there, lying about 10, 15 feet away from Boar, is Cragmaw with his head twisted around.
How long ago did he die? Boar?
I don't know when is it?
Did it just happen?
Oh, people are going to be coming. There's a meeting that's going to be happening soon. We got to move him. We got to get rid of him.
Bontu's gonna put his hand on Boar's shoulder, and he's gonna both hands, both shoulders, like turn Boar to look at him, and he's gonna say,
Boar, it's okay. Deep breath. In through the mouth, out through the nose.
and he's gonna help try to calm Boar down.
Is there
Definitely. Oh, sorry.
is there any weapons on the wall or shelf next to me?
Yes, this is a blacksmith shop.
I'm gonna just grab weapons.
Nothing but weapons on the wall.
I'm gonna grab weapons and just start plunging them into the torso in case he starts to come back.
Right.
And hard enough to pierce one in, grab another one, and pierce it again, and just try to pierce it down.
Bontu, go ahead and roll me a medicine check.
9?
Like,
not bad.
You're giving Boar all the pats and words of encouragement that you know to give him.
Okay, now, Boar. I almost stabbed that dude this morning. It's okay. He is part of a murderous group of goblins, and that you were protecting town and sent us after him in the first place. So don't feel bad about what happened.
So now he gets the argument. Sorry.
I mean, I recall gathering a bunch of heroes to go take out some plant folk poisoning the town's water supply. This is kind of a whole nother level for me than trimming plant life.
I know.
I've never killed a goblin before.
Really? First time, huh? Is this your first time kill anything?
First goblin I've had to kill.
Let's be clear.
Oh. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, it is the dog eat dog, kill be kill world. And, you know, sometimes emotion get best of us. I definitely have lost temper and, had, passions flared. Love makes us do crazy things. But, you love this town. So, and this town needs you, Boar. They need you big time. These people are scared, and they need you. They look up to you.
Oh, there's gonna be more of them, hundreds more of them.
Yep, so you need to get yourself together, get back to that forge, and make some armor and stuff to make sure these people don't get butchered like pigs.
He stands himself up, and that kind of yellowish golden eye just flickers to a cold shade of blue as he stands himself up and just starts wiping the snot and the tears off of his face.
There you go, big guy.
All right. Somebody's gonna have to start or letting these folk know what's going on. We're gonna have to start organizing everybody.
Shikari got a lot of that going on, but she could definitely use some help. She don't know these people like you do.
Okay, good. Oh, well then what do you need from me?
Well, you figure out. You do what you do best. You know the best way to arm people. We're gonna need arms and armor in case goblins come through here. You got clean water now, and here.
Bantu grabs a bunch of the dented stuff and broken swords and stuff that we got from the goblins, and he's like,
We got all this stuff for you too.
Cool.
On doing the stuff.
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Boar, that goblin tried to attack you and escape, and you had to do what you had to do. Got it?
That's exactly what I told Rien happened.
That is exactly what happened.
Oh, well, fuck. Then there's no problem here at all. Okay, let me go tell everyone.
No,
Hey,
let's
listen up.
not. No. Let's not. Let's just not tell people about it. They just had to do an investigation. I will throw this goblin out into the forest, and we just.
The goblin got away. He attacked Boar, and then he got away.
That'll just cause
Boar's
fear.
okay. Boar's doing fine.
I wouldn't tell people that the goblin got away. It would just cause more fear. And they're already scared.
Yeah, we just.
And then Yostrev tracked him down. And killed him.
He's definitely strapped down. Did I stop zombie mode?
He is littered with weapons.
So, everyone listen to Shikari, and let's get this defense underway.
I stopped something coming back from the zombie. I'd say no, it feels wrong for taking it.
Put
That's
Boar on the
Boar's.
board. He got the kill.
All right. So everybody just kind of breaks off to start prepping the town's defenses. Boar starts reigniting the forge fires to start melting down all these weapons that Bantu brought him to repurpose.
If I could, I would like to help train townspeople who are adept in combat but wish to fight.
Excellent. What were you going to say?
Oh, if he never leaves the shop, then I don't.
Boar doesn't step back outside of the shop. He's
Probably for
there.
the best.
Rian's gonna help Boar best she can. There.
Cool.
He's not dead.
Who are the archers?
Kaylin shows up after a couple of hours as her scouting party makes it back. She, along with Jasper the young hunter and a couple other townsfolk, are willing to help set up traps around town and then be present for whatever archery drills or long range tactics you want to talk.
Mostly I just want to make sure we have enough like arrows and stuff like that. So as Cynic is leading like the archery group, we're gonna be like picking up little sticks and pieces to make like actual arrows for everything.
I am not leading the archery group. Seneca does not do archery.
That one.
No, I'm leading the archery group. You're leading the like carpentry to like build
yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like as
I
you
misheard.
bring your pikes, we're like picking up like the smaller pieces of wood and turning them into like arrows.
Gotcha. Okay. Speaking of difficult terrain stuff, I was thinking like a Cheval de Frise type of situation.
Lovely.
Because they're easily movable. They could just kind of be set in the trenches. So that way we have to get over them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
You guys are thinking of defenses. I'm trying to find battle art for my character.
We could dig holes, cover them with brush, have stakes at the bottom too.
Cover them with shit.
Pit traps.
Yeah.
Kill them slowly with the plague. That's great.
Yes. Yes.
One plague at a time.
They're goblins. They're probably resistant to it.
Is
They
any
were
of the
born with
nearby?
They were born with the plague.
How what nearby?
Is any nearby environment like good for burning? Maybe we can fight in a field and light it on fire.
Oh, smoke screen. Cut off the forces.
I mean, the terrain is available if you guys would like to look for it. It's just a matter of time before seeking out kind of the location.
Would Bantu scouts be able to see something good for that, like as they're picking a space between the town and when the camp is? Like, they're going to be sending word anyway. Maybe there's a good middle point for like a trap or a fight.
With a good enough perception check from Bantu, potentially.
A really good heal, so it was just an upward charge.
Here we go.
We could roll the spike
17,
system.
not bad.
Not too shabby.
It's not the natural 20 camp spot, but that's a
Yeah,
legendary
but we
spot.
got to use that 3 times. We had
need
to,
name
it
that
was
spot.
it was bound to come back down.
Is that Bantu's lookout?
Yes, this is my scouting parties that are operating of me and like one other person. I would imagine.
They report back that not too far out, about half an hour downstream from town, they spotted a traveling warg hunting party with goblins, ogres, wargs, and the like. And they numbered somewhere in the
30s.
looks like
30s,
2 dozen of them, maybe 3 dozen of them. And if you can pick those ones off before they make their way to the rest of the pack, that would be all the more beneficial.
That's Bree's job.
Let's do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it. Let's do it again.
Bench diggers, did any of the community volunteer for that?
People are filling all of the roles available. Yes.
Cool. When as they're digging,
Uh,
as long as we don't put those barricades in, I want to obscure with like a nature check if I can to make it so that people just fall into a deep dark hole.
hey guys.
File. Love it.
I just thought of a big problem.
Oh, fun!
So
13?
goblins coming from south. So if we fight goblins south of town, when all the dead goblins get back up, they're gonna walk straight through town.
Just lay low and let them pass. That shouldn't be a problem.
We could barricade everything, so there's no spots they could go. Give them an easy path to trace.
Like a bull run.
Yes.
You're right, though. Before the fight, we should probably remind everyone. If an undead is coming towards you, just step aside and let it pass.
We could make like a fence, like a cattle herd.
Does resources to essentially trying to dam a flood. They're going to walk, and they're going to walk regardless of a fence that we might be able to haphazardly build in the next couple of hours. And remember,
you don't
we're
dam the flood, you just direct the waters. So we just create like a fencing that they walk around.
to funnel them.
Yeah, exactly. And just say, go that way.
I if they respond to barriers and just keep walking, or if they respond to barriers with fight. Like, oh, you're stopping me, whatever you are, I'm going to slash you with my hammer until I walk through. Or if they have the intelligence to say, this is a wall, and I should walk around you. That's a good question, and not part of the experiments I've had a chat. I would love to experiment on this and answer these questions.
When I was hiding in the tower and they were walking past me, they just walk off cliff behind it. I didn't see, seemed to be going around walls, not trying to like plow through them. And they like, did they climb over anything, DM?
Did they just walk straight ahead, no matter what, or did they know the difference between a wall and an enemy?
For the most part, they continued on the straightest, most direct path north that they were able. If it meant a wall was in their way, they would try and climb over the wall. Whether they were successful in climbing over the wall is a whole nother story. Like if it's a sheer wall, they are probably still there to this day trying to climb over that wall.
Huh. Okay, so they're just going to try to go north.
I think it might be better just to let them go on their way and try and hope that that we don't harass them and they don't harass us, because if we wall them in, I don't know what's going to happen. And if we try and funnel them in a different direction, I don't know what they're going to do. I think it's better to play and control.
Now, something to think about.
It is about that all of these are going towards some unknowing scion that is then going to tell them to do something else. And I guarantee you the backswing of this is going to be devastating. But we don't know what it is yet, and so all I can do is fight the problem I have in front of me. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to solve an entire dead problem, but, help me save this town? Definitely something more in my control.
My experiments, but then I realized I could heal the goblin and ask him some more questions, and I opted for that instead. And honestly, I think I made the right decision. Brienne was actually very persuasive, and everyone was so compassionate. I guess the first time we killed that goblin, I thought, that our bar for mercy was relatively low when it came to these creatures, but I've been genuinely inspired by the humanity of everyone, and frankly, I think Craig might become an integral part of the party. I'm very glad to get to know him better.
Did you not hear? Did you not hear what I said earlier?
No.
What? Busy training the archers. What?
No.
There was a bit of an accident. Kragma kind of attacked Boar and tried to get away, and so we kind of had to. Yeah, he did.
God. What?
Well, you see, Goblin attacked he kind of just tried to use the first chance he could to get away, and it didn't end well for him.
Great rapport.
I mean, he Goblin. What do you expect? Huh. I guess people say same thing about Orc. Me should re-examine me views.
Just inspired by everyone to think differently, and I guess I was wrong. Or right, or wrong, or it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't.
I guess your first instinct was right this morning. Then you changed mind, and now things a little gray and ambiguous.
I'll say this though, we did gain more information from him on the walk, and I'm always in favor of leaving avenues open to information if we can keep them. And in the end, I think maybe it kind of was a blessing in disguise. Like, as horrible as it was, and as much as I was starting to get to know him and like him, maybe this is actually the best outcome for everyone. It's exactly what we predicted, right? We said as soon as he comes to the town, the outcome is going to be inevitable. He is going to die. He did. But on the walk, we got some great knowledge. So, I don't know. I feel sad because I was beginning to kind of like him. But also, he was quite a gruesome fellow. Do you know what he said about peeling flesh? He seemed to genuinely get some jollies off of it.
Yeah, goblins are weird.
I'd call them grotesque as a whole. I really met one I could get along with, let's be honest.
Yeah. Didn't really encounter these problems in the library, huh?
It's terrible. You see one goblin, all of a sudden there's two, then there's four, because for some reason they double in quantity every single time you untap, upkeep, and draw. Sorry, anyways. Yeah, no, they're the worst. I'm really glad that as far as it goes, I'm really glad how it worked out, frankly, because I didn't know what we were going to do with him. I didn't know if we could actually...
They'd really just be crankoing them out, you know? Magic the Gathering joke. And with that, that's the end of this episode.
We could just call it right there.
Anyone want to play Magic?
Crow and Eo, we haven't heard from you guys since you joined up with this gathering of townsfolk.
Well, we were really watching to kind of, we're watching and listening, and we're here to help when needed. But, we really don't do any of the heavy lifting stuff. We're not going to be building barricades. We're not really going to be leading the archers. It's unfortunate what happened to the goblin.
We're happy to pitch in and lead the magical contingent. So all the villagers who want to step up as magic users.
Like we're gonna hang back and do our shooty things, but yeah.
But all the discussion was very productive for EO. He started thinking about what sort of powers he has access to, and realized that he can do a lot more to keep himself and Crow safe by specking into things like mirror image, expeditious retreat. Just he's also going to pick up Find Familiar and try to do some scouting and things with that. So yeah, we're working on stuff.
Or not Anya. Lily the healer is going to approach the pair of you after you talk about starting up perhaps a magical contingent of the townsfolk, and she is going to I guess Briarios is within range to overhear this as well. She's going to inquire with the two of you perhaps about taking a trek out to Twilight Dell in order to help her harvest some of these moon blooms, so that she can brew up some more health potions, because if the town is going to be going into battle, then health potions are definitely a must.
I mean, it would be lovely to take a walk.
Everyone hears this.
But I'm doing like a million things. I'm just wondering if I'm doing too much.
Which one would you like to do?
Oh, I have to pick one?
Probably.
So wait, I can't. I either have to archers, cover up the traps with my nature check, or go and help with the moonbeams. Pick one.
Whoa. Which project are you dedicating your time to?
The archers will be fine. They know how to shoot an arrow. I'll go for moonbeams.
So yeah, Shikari, you can overhear this as well. The same healer that you were discussing with the flowers earlier, as this group of arcanely gifted individuals is requested. Lily, or the healer Lily, is the one that inquires with those spellcasters if they would be interested in assisting her in harvesting these moonblooms at the Twilight Dell.
Yeah,
May I ask where is this Twilight Dell, and how far?
It's the stone remains of a fort. It's some distance off to the west.
It's to the west, though, not to the south.
No, the other direction entirely. Perhaps we can get there and back before the goblins have even left.
It was a dangerous place the last time that I was there, but it should be cleared out now.
What sort of danger?
I understand there are a concerning number of undead nearby the ruins. Assuming we can avoid all of that, though, we should be able to harvest as much moonbloom as we need.
But don't the undead usually go north? Why are they staying there?
I'm afraid I don't have an answer to that. All I know is what Kaylin reported back. After she and you see her eyes just kind of linger on Bree for a moment before dropping the sentence off. Before the last scouting party made their report about the area.
Did the last scouting party not all return?
Most of them did not.
No, we didn't. I was part of the last scouting party.
Oh, that was the one you told us about.
Yeah. Yes. Kaylin, myself, and one small child was the only survivors of a whole mini village of people. Our previous party all perished and rose again within that town. As far as I understand, they didn't leave. It was one of the first undead that didn't travel north.
Ooh, well, that's really really intriguing. I am curious as to what caused them to stay instead of travel. I'm not. I mean, I have been learning. Yas taught me how to be much more sneaky. So there is a possibility of me being able to uh, sneak through and be able to harvest these flowers. It sounds a little terrifying to potentially have to deal with these undead, but it doesn't sound super off base. After all, we're adventurers now, right, Eo?
Uh, yes, mistress. Of course. We're adventurers now. Yes.
Mhm.
Shikari, you said you would be interested in going.
Maybe help. It seems like a worthy enterprise.
I was just thinking that if we were to run into any undead, well, you have been blessed by the gods, and I believe that most undead do not fare well when facing one such as you.
If nothing else, I could maybe I could help. Yes.
And I'm confident I could come up with a way to help make us harder to detect. Yes, perhaps this would be a worthwhile endeavor, if the mistress wishes to go.
I always do love a good stroll with you. Especially go pick some lovely flowers, I mean, and it would help, and it wouldn't be the heavy lifting part. We would just have to make sure we're very undetected, because, yeah, we're just not going to let what happened last time happen this time.
Right.
What happened the last time?
Well,
But just the goblins in general, almost,
well, and
it's
Briarius
strong.
just said that the last time it
Oh,
was
sorry. I thought your friend was referring to your last efforts.
All the dead rose again. So that's two last times was undead happenings.
Third time's a charm, so they say.
Indeed, mistress. Yes, that is a most appropriate attitude.
If these
Clearly, the
herbs,
third time is the best.
if these herbs are that important, then I'll make sure that we all get home safely. If that's what
Are you
must
going to
be
come
done.
with us?
I
Are you-
I could accompany you. Yes. All the more hands to carry more Moonbloom back, I suppose.
Well, you know where it is, so I think we'd get there a lot more smooth with the knowledge of how to get there, how to get back.
Briarios, are you willing to accompany us? We could certainly use your assistance trekking back out to the tower, or to the ruins, rather.
Of course, I'm not going to let anybody go there without some form of protection, and quite frankly, these two need all the protection that they can get. So yes, if they're going, then I'm making sure they're safe.
Well, then should we gather all the rest of your troop as well?
It'd
Well, I
probably
would
be
hate
wiser, but I think everyone's occupied with what they're dealing with at the moment.
It does seem like they're really kind of preparing for the big, mission at hand. I'd really hate to take them away, and not that I'd like to, go into something blindly, potentially my own death. But
Well, I
you.
suppose you're the expert to ask, Briarios. Do you think we'll be safe with just us returning to the Twilight Dells?
No, I don't, honestly. Last time we were
Oh.
in there, We have very capable fighters, and they were overtaken by the villagers. It was not like the goblins that we have faced in the past. These undead seem to be seeking out the living and bolstering the numbers. They weren't moving to some kind of predetermined area.
Oh my.
We might need more people. It's not that far, and if everyone else can spare their time, I'd rather have the full group. Otherwise, we'd have to get in there and get out very quick.
Is it necessary to? I mean, yes, health potions are always a good thing to have, but is it? Do you think it would be a good call to do that right now with the impending attack on the town, and then just taking our efforts there? What if we don't return, and then not only are we dead there, but the town's dead too without our protection?
Well, I hope that wouldn't be the end result.
The question of whether we have enough time is a very good one, and I think Bontu was trying to figure out that very answer, wasn't he, by sending out his scouting parties to look on the camp and try and gauge how much time we had. Perhaps if we ask Bontu if there's an updated report, we can figure out how many of us are to spare. If Bontu can come and be off that and all of everybody else, like maybe we can figure out
Night,
maybe
Ben.
more of us go.
Night, Ben.
Night,
Not everybody.
Good night, Ben. Have a good safe flight.
I'll do my best. I'll flap hard.
Well,
I mean, we could just call it here since
that
everyone's
is probably a good spot to call it. Debating which direction to pull.
Split the party?
Dun, dun, dun.
I want to split the party.
Only good things happen when the
scouting
party
parties have had enough time to figure out when the strike might be
The
happening.
scouting parties you're about to send out?
Not yet.
The one person that's going to be left is Seneca at the end of the day. We're all going to die because we're all doing terrible, dumb shit.
It could happen.
It's good to have you
I
back,
have to go
Summer.
check Charles. Yes, Summer. I'm so happy about it. I think I'm
I
already
had a-
going.
I'm
so had a lot of fun.
So excited.
I want you to meet my family because I want to see what happens.
You were here for a fun session. It had like a lot of everything, I think.
Yeah.
You almost gave Yastra PTSD.
Oh, poor
Just a bit.
Yas.
Just a bit.
My poor, brave little boy.
And then he heard 80 more goblins.
All right, well,
I have
good
to go
night,
check
guys.
Charles in, but have a wonderful
Bye,
evening.
guys.
Night, everybody.
Adios.